You are listening to the Hello Sport podcast. Yeah, dude, just hopped up on sups. They do work because otherwise I'd be way sicker.
I was thinking that as well. Yeah, the fact that you haven't caught it off Evie yet.
I haven't been fucking sick. Like, I got a little bit of a sore throat on Friday. Still got shit-faced. Not shit-faced, still got drunk. And then I was... You know what I mean? So I think my
we
body's...
rolling or what?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Just talking about you being sick again.
Well, he was asking me about AG1s. I'm not sick, bro. I'm good to go. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Real good.
I don't think you are.
I actually am.
No, but you've come with a bit of a fucking mood off the jump, haven't you? Come with a bit of a fucking tone about you. What's that about?
What's wrong with tone?
Well, fucking nothing, mate. I'm just saying, a bit of tone about you.
No tone about
Bit of
me.
a tone about you. Bit of cheek.
Yeah, well, cheeks are right.
If you're a fucking...
You need a bit of cheek, though.
If you're my, like, 15-year-old son, I might, like, wrap one around your chops.
You need a bit of cheek.
Like, clip behind the ears. You know, what the fuck are you talking about? What's that lip for, cunt?
You reckon you do that?
I probably would if you were my 15-year-old son.
And then I'll put my fucking hand around your throat again.
Yeah, and then I'd sit up like the Undertaker and just fucking... Then you go, oh, my God, this guy won't quit. And then you run, and then I get you again, and you grab my balls like a fucking coward. You ran around the couch from memory, and then I caught you.
I don't think so. I don't think you remember.
Squealing like a pig trying to get away from its captor in the bush.
And I ripped your nuts off.
And you grabbed me nuts. Like a killer whale going for a great white's liver. You knew exactly where to go.
Yeah. Well, I saw those killer whales the other day fucking attacking these big grey whales. I'm like, that's how you do it. Just
grey whales?
I didn't even know grey whales existed.
Well, I mean, whales technically are all grey.
These killer whales just fucking... Except blue whales.
No,
blue
I know.
whales?
They're not all grey. I just mean, you know, like, I kind of, if I'm drawing a whale and it's grey, I'm thinking that's pretty fucking...
Having like 30 killer whales attack you would be awful.
Having one would be pretty fucked.
Yeah,
as
it would
well.
be, but 30.
But they don't seem to go for humans.
Unless they're in SeaWorld.
Well, that's, you know, that's fair. You should go for them in SeaWorld.
I think so.
But, like, if it's out... You see that one in New Zealand? The dude's, like, swimming and there's a killer whale just starts fucking cruising around him?
You'd have to be an idiot to be a trainer in a fucking SeaWorld looking after killer whales.
Today?
Yeah, today.
Yeah.
Knowing what we now know.
Knowing what we now know. There's one that died recently, 80 years in captivity, solo by itself in a fucking thing. And it would just sit there and, like, bang its head against a wall.
Yeah, it's too edge. I don't even like talking about it.
Well, you brought it up.
No, I did. But then the natural conversation went that way, unfortunately.
Shockingly that it went to SeaWorld. Fucking animals to killer whales.
Fuck you, SeaWorld.
Fuck you, SeaWorld. Blackfish. Great.
You know how we've been talking, you and I, about our accumulation of clothing and how it's become burdensome on our lives?
And that sounds like a real first world problem. It's not actually. It's not.
Hey, listen here. What's first world about this? Fucking not even knowing where your undies are. You got a free ball sometimes, bruh. Because I don't know where the fuck anything is.
Okay, well, hold on a second. I need to pump the brakes here a second. Don't you have in your wardrobe, like, this is where this goes, this is where that goes?
But it had become, the situation had become so overwhelming, and fucking Tonka's dog crates in there, and I couldn't open the door properly, and it just became a point of, like, I started living out of my own suitcases, essentially. Like,
and this has been given free shit, not you out just buying. You don't have a shopaholic.
No. I'm not a shopaholic. I'm an influencer now. But so, like, we get given stuff, right? Shout out to people that give us stuff.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, keep that coming.
Keep that coming.
Don't stop that. Don't take this as an indicator to stop giving us free shit.
But when you are given free shit and you don't throw out old shit you don't wear, you start to get mountains
Too much
of shit.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, I would just, like, I had this washing basket thing that would I'd take downstairs, fucking put my shit in the washing machine. I just started living out of that.
Like, you're like living out of a dilly bag, like on a stick.
Dude, it was like a dilly bag. I had a dilly bag going, and on the weekend after I got...
Or are they called bindles? Maybe not a dilly bag.
I've heard
I don't even know
before.
Or is a dilly bag a bag full of dillies?
Think about, like, you know, like my version of
like Blinky Bill, yeah,
like that. And
R.I.P.
on Friday night, got back a little boozy, slept in the spare room, got up early because we had an interview, and, like, I just don't stop working.
No, you don't stop Saturdays. Saturdays not off limits.
I just don't stop working. Like a dilly bag, but not.
Nah, bindle's the one we're looking for. Sorry, dilly bags, you're out. There you go.
Yeah. like a bindle, living out of a bindle in my own house, in my own, essentially a room that's dedicated to my shit.
Yeah.
It's still got the bindle territory.
Yeah. Do you fold your clothes and shit neatly? See, I don't. That's the problem.
No. But like, so I can fold my clothes neatly, but not when the situation had deteriorated to such a point, Tom.
Yeah.
There was shit fucking everywhere. Old shoes I never wear, like
I've got
cupboards
that, yeah.
full of fucking half linen that Ella's jammed in there, and toilet rolls, and just fucking old pieces of paper and old fines and old fucking dirty old tees and old gloves for golf. Just shit everywhere.
Yeah, you need to get your shit together.
Squash racket I don't use.
A squash racket?
I know, mate. Like an
Jesus Christ. We were not gifted that. Or if we were, I was left the fuck out, and I want one now. Although I've never played.
And so Ella just goes, bro, you got to do something up there. Because it's reached an untenable level for all of us. You look like a hoarder in there.
Yeah.
Bro. And sometimes you need to be honest with yourself. And I think that's like the first part of admitting you may have a problem.
Yep.
And that I had started to like leak into hoarder territory.
Can I be honest with you? Steph's had the exact same conversation with me.
Well, we're listen, do we work too hard to focus on the small things? Maybe.
I maybe let things slide in my personal home life, like the state of my wardrobe, because of my ravenous appetite for work and hard work at that. Grinding hard work.
We grind too often, Tom and I. Like, sure, we took Friday off for golf. Sure, we take most Fridays off. I get that. But that's not the point, though.
Technically, we were at work on Friday.
But Friday, we need to rest because we've been grinding to the bone.
Well, we'd spent the whole night before getting drunk and watching rugby league as part of our job. Not last Thursday, we took that one off, but we would have.
You get the point. You get the picture I'm trying to paint here, punters and dribblers. Kids are busy. Kids letting the fucking small things build into what became big things, right? So I'm like, I need to get in there and just fucking rectify this situation. Fold up the dog crate, roll up the sleeves, take the pants off. Needed some freedom.
No,
to
you
move,
need to
Tom.
just, yeah.
I
Like
need
you're a
freedom to
UFC
move.
fighter in those shorts.
Open the window, light in, nice breeze, and got to work. It was a long fucking, probably a 2.5 hour.
Did you get rid of a lot of shit?
7 garbage bags.
Oh my God,
7.
bro. That's worse
That's not
than
a
me.
joke. That's not a joke. 7 legit. You can ask Ella. 7 big ones, the big fuckers.
And did you donate?
Fucking oath, I donated.
Good for you.
Of course I did. Went
Well,
up to the bins at Bondi Junction,
That's a lot of shit.
and then one was for the rubbish. One was like, I'm not going to give them like old undies and shit. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't think
I don't think anyone needs. I don't even think the homeless need to be walking around with their balls out.
I think the homeless would prefer to be homeless than wear your undies.
I think so. I think you're absolutely right.
You know what I did on the weekend? And this isn't like I give money to the homeless. Like if I see someone on the street, I'm just general inclination. I will just do that.
You do.
I'm not Billy Slatering here and putting up photos on my Instagram of me helping out homeless people. Shout out to Billy, no disrespect, but you did do that. But I do it. And I did it on the weekend with Evie. And I was like, Evie's with me. I'm like, oh, well, this is like, she can see it. And, like, it's good to help out and be nice to people. And I'll give it to people generally anyway. But there's some where you go, oh, this is genuinely like a person struggling. And then there are ones where you're like, this is a full-blown fucking junkie, right? And maybe I'm less inclined. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I still do it anyway. But I'm less inclined to give it to someone who you basically 100% know is going to fucking spend it on drugs. But I didn't know this. This was this woman who was just sitting in Bondi Junction. She just looked like she was fucking... She looked like she was just down on her luck. And then I've gone over there with some money and I've sort of got down. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Hey, this, I hope this helps a little bit. And then just as soon as she's turned and looked at me, I'm like, oh, fuck, this chick is off her guts. And Evie's like, oh, what's going on? She's like, oh, yeah, thanks. Like, this was like fucking... cooked territory. And I'm like, okay, all right, you enjoyed that. Let's get out of here, Evie. I was like, holy shit, dude. And then I was like, did I do the wrong thing then?
I don't think so.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it's the wrong thing.
Well, like, as in, I'm almost kind of like as well, if you're down on your luck and that's what you want to do, I'm like, good on you. Like, I'm not here to try and, like, I'm not going to buy you drugs, but, like, if that's what, if life's kicked you in the balls and that's what you're into.
But she might spend it on food.
She was eating at the time.
Sure. Man, maybe not on that occasion, but you weren't to know.
No, I wasn't to know.
You weren't to know. I think you just got to keep turning up.
Yeah.
That's
Shout out
all
to
I'll say
Ned
to that.
Rockman. Yeah. But yeah, look, I don't think you want to give a homeless person your scat undies. I think that's bin territory.
No, I think, well, that's sort of where I'm coming from. I don't think they need dirty old clothes hangers and fucking, fines. I don't need to give them old fines.
Well, the last thing they need is to be in the hole for fucking 13 grand from your speeding fine.
I could have given the old 13 grand fines, which I got out of.
Did you? You should have kept that fine. I hope you've got that somewhere. Did you throw it out?
I couldn't tell you where that is. Ella has, I do have at home an area where I like to keep my
Personal effects?
well, personal.
Paperwork?
I would my paperwork because I certainly wouldn't claim that a fine is personal effects.
I don't even know what personal effects are.
Personal effects would be like a watch, wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
A wallet. Maybe an old heirloom.
Family heirloom, I was going to say.
Although maybe an heirloom is an heirloom and personal effects more personal.
I thought personal effects was almost like if you got arrested and it's like, here's your personal effects that we took off you when you came in, or like they're dead and it's like everything that they had was their personal effects.
If you go into someone's house, will someone have a personal effects area?
I don't know, bro.
Neither do
I do. I've my personal effects are scattered everywhere.
Anyway, point is, I do have like my paperwork area that if I had like a really luxurious home office, maybe I'd have like a filing system or something, you know what I mean? If I was like old and retired.
I want a filing cabinet.
If I was old and retired and I had like way too much time on my hands, that's probably what I'd do. File things away.
You know where a lot of my paperwork is? In my fucking laptop case.
Yeah.
That thing is just swelling.
That's where a lot of mine goes. I have to do clean outs of that too.
Seriously.
But Ella moves my shit, so I don't know where that file is.
No, that goes. That
course
goes.
it
Well,
is.
of course it moves.
Took me fucking... I went to Sean's on Saturday as well. Thank you to you and Steffi.
You're welcome.
Took
Told you about your wedding present you
me
got.
probably an hour to find that fucking voucher.
You said it to me.
Because Ella hides things.
Well, you were like, oh yeah, you were like, did you email that thing to us? And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure he gave it to you, dude. And then, but I'm also like, did I personally go and buy that for you? No, that was a Steph. We need to get a gift. This is what we're getting, right? So like, as a couple, we got that for you.
No, I know you didn't get it.
Well, obviously, right?
No.
But
Not an idiot.
Well, obviously.
No.
Fucking. Oh, who was I with the other day? Harvey and Tam. And they were like, do you notice what Steely's wearing? I'm like, cool. And they're like, you didn't get that, did you? I'm like, what? And it was obviously something we'd got them for like their
course
birthday.
not.
And I'm like, I didn't fucking know
Of course
that.
not.
I didn't buy it.
Of course you didn't.
It was the thought that counted. And I sort of thought about it.
Well, you didn't.
Well, I did in that I thought to nod my head when Steph was like, what do you think of this? I love it.
Were you even asked?
Sometimes,
not.
sometimes I'm not asked.
No.
Sean's good though?
Great.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was lovely. Had a really nice
Do
time.
you feel now like a weight off the chest now that you've got a bit of a cleaner bedroom?
Yes. That's why, what started all this is that you said I've come in with a chip, but I don't feel like I've
Oh,
got
you
a
actually
chip.
feel like your
Because
soul's
I actually feel
cleansed.
like I've got rid of a chip.
Did you get rid of shoes? I am a bit of a shoe whore, and I've got to get rid of a fuck
I got
load of them.
rid of like 5 pairs.
Yeah, I've got a fucking.
Because I just looked at them and I said, I came up with a rule and I had to be strong with myself
Mm.
as to not let the inner hoarder come out. I said, Edward, when did you last wear this?
Mm.
And do you intend to wear it ever again? And being like, maybe it's not good enough.
No, it's not.
Maybe it's not good enough. Because what happens with clothing is, punters and dribblers, what I've realised during the great cleanse
of
2023 is that you don't wear old stuff ever again. Unless you're putting on old clobber to go and gurney the backyard, like maybe.
But are you going to do that
But you're not
in
gonna-
a fucking in like a nice shirt that you bought 6 years ago?
But if there's a nice shirt that you used to wear and it used to be part of your rotation and it's fallen out of favour, it never comes back into favour.
No.
It's done.
Rarely.
Mate, maybe it's like maybe it's like a nice fucking shirt, like a really nice shirt that maybe comes back into vogue. I don't know. I'm just sort of shooting from the
Do you know
hip.
how I was trying to like things where again like.
But you're not going to wear old shit.
But like
It's done.
depths of hoardery shit, and like this was when Steph's watching me clean out. She's like, "Well, why are you keeping that fucking pink shirt?" I'm like, "Jane McGrado." She's like, "Excuse me," and I was like, "Well, Jane McGrado, the cricket, you've got to wear pink." She's like, "Right, did you go to Jane McGrado this year?" No, I didn't go.
Well, same
When
thing-
was the last time you went? I'm like, I don't know. It's like, well, do you think maybe you just fucking cross that bridge when you come to it? I was like, yeah, maybe.
Well, Ella was like, why do you have a turtleneck skivvy and why do you need it? And I go, have you heard of the winter solstice?
If you've never
Have you heard of the
turtleneck
shortest day of the
long
year?
lunch, yeah.
Right. So now that you've heard of it, let me explain something to you. A couple of good friends get together every year, take turns in paying, and we go out and we dress up and we wear turtlenecks. It's called the turtleneck long lunch. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah, get off
Go
my
back
back.
downstairs. Leave me alone.
You leave me alone. That turtleneck is not going anywhere.
No, it's not. Folded neatly, top of the cupboard.
Yeah.
Ready to go. But literally, it's not spring cleaning. It was autumn cleaning.
I think it was
can do
more
whatever
like
I want.
it was important lifestyle cleaning.
It was. You've crossed the line. You've crossed the threshold cleaning. As in, this situation now completely and utterly untenable. Time to go.
Yeah.
Time
I've
to
got
wrap it
shorts
up.
that have fucking holes all through them, but they're so comfy. I'm like, but like if I was to walk the streets with them, you would see either underpants or bare asshole. And that's
Too
just,
much.
It's too much
You're a father now,
for some time.
but you know what I mean. I don't think you can get around with that sort of clothing on.
No. That golf day was fun
Yeah, it
last
was.
Friday. Alfred's apartment, the hot shit on the streets right now, Alfred's apartment.
Good fun.
Good fun
I'll tell you why it was fun, punters and dribblers.
because I played well.
You did play well. I hit some okay shots.
One.
Only 9 holes. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
But what was great about the day, besides the grouping we had a great grouping,
Yeah, it was.
is that it was only 9 holes. Now, for a golf day where the whole point really is to get loose, 18 holes is too much golf.
Way too much.
It's always been too much golf. It's never been the right amount ever on a golf day with your mates where it's like loose. It's around getting loose. It's
Loose
not
as
like
a
I'm
goose.
going away to play golf and try out new fucking courses and shit. I'm talking about like a golf day.
If it's like
to
4
promote
of your
something.
mates going away, then yeah, of course, you're going to barn bugle or some shit. You're not going to play 9 holes.
No, you're not.
You experience the course. But if it's like a fucking let's get loose as a goose
At
have a good
Bondi.
time at Bondi.
Which is like, you don't want to walk that twice. Then 9 holes was cherry ripe.
Yeah.
Absolutely cherry ripe. Couldn't have asked for a better day.
No, it was really good.
Bit of rain, not too bad.
We had raincoats, dude. You and I came prepared.
Because we play eyes up and we look at the sky.
Yep.
And we know.
Yeah. But we had, who do we have with us? Jarchi was with us. Louis of our son / 5x Flynn fame was in the group. Couple other great fellas.
Yeah. Campbell and Squinter.
Campbell and Squinter. And then
PP.
Louis PP. Yeah, PP. PP pants, that guy. Big old slugging him, pissed all over himself.
He did. Shout out to Campbell.
Well, I didn't want to name him, but yeah, he did. He wee-weed. He accidentally weed on himself.
Yeah. And it wasn't like a small amount, it was a lot.
No, it was a fair bit on his shirt. And
But he
flooded his belly button.
He flooded it.
And
it
surrounding regions.
And it never dried.
No, well, it was a floodplain, right? Like his belly button's not deep enough to handle the amount of urine he pumped
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah. But he owned it.
It was impossible not to.
And he's
because
hung.
it was,
It's because he's hung.
yeah, see, I didn't know it was hung, but it makes sense. I didn't see his penis. But,
No. But you've heard rumours.
well, and my day was poorer for it. But to see the huge wet patch on his shirt, that was pre-rain, punters and dribblers. So we were like, there doesn't seem to be a good excuse for this soaking T-shirt.
Can I say something? Biggest I've seen.
Is it?
I reckon.
Oh, really? That big?
No.
Oh, not his dick. Fucking hell. I was thinking, I was like, fuck, it should have shown through his shorts if it was that fucking big. Jesus Christ.
Talking about the wet patch.
Oh, yeah, no, it was huge, dude. It was like, the thing was, usually you get like dribble spots on your pants.
Yeah.
This was his fucking the bottom half of his T-shirt.
No. From literally, probably from like
Nipples
the sternum down. Probably the
Well,
sternum.
at least belly button down and a bit above the belly button.
Well, that's what. Maybe from like the
ribs?
maybe like the second or third last rib down,
Soaked.
soaked.
It looked like he'd waded into the water. But what I found interesting, and I'd like someone from the science community to look into this, urine dries slower than other liquids because that patch was there the whole day, basically.
Well, I think. Listen, I tell you what I think it is. If I can just put my fucking Dr. Carl hat on, I reckon it's because there's salts in urine.
Okay.
And like, you know how if a towel gets too salty, it just doesn't dry.
Is that why it doesn't dry?
You know what I mean? Like if you go on a nice 7-day beach holiday, after 3 or 4 days, your towel just wet, damp the whole time.
I feel like
you
that
got to
was
put
my
that
home
fucker.
towel.
Jesus. Maybe just push it. You should probably wash it.
Yeah, I prefer to take that thing to the dry cleaners.
Well, it depends where your towel's hanging in the house.
Well, of course.
See, if you've just got your towel hanging on a hook, punters and dribblers, it's not going to
It's
dry.
not gonna
You
dry.
need to hang it over something so it's flat.
Aerated.
That's right.
Ideally in the sun.
That's
Now
right.
back to the guy. No, back to Cambo.
I would have to think.
Pissing all over himself.
I'd have to think it's salt based. I couldn't think of any other reason.
Dave, if you can find anything that would suggest urine drying slower than other liquids, that would
Well,
be
by other
great.
liquids, just say water, for example.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just say
so
water.
it does dry slower than water because
We're too
of
smart.
two ammonia molecules and carbon dioxide, which evaporates slower than just whatever.
Because the rain was coming down, sometimes, like cats and dogs stuff. And all I could see on this man's shirt was his fucking huge piss stain. And I'm like, you aren't even fucking, what's going on here? This thing will not dry.
No.
And then obviously there's a lot of like people getting around taking photos and videos of everyone on the different hole. He started tucking his shirt in. We were like, untuck that fucking
Well, you
thing.
have to.
You got to own it.
You got to own it. It's important. to
And
own
he
it.
did own it.
No, he did. He was a really good
Yeah, he
sport.
was.
He
He was
actually owned
great.
up straight away. He goes,
Straight
"Yeah,
away.
pissed all
Yeah,
over
pissed all
myself.
over myself.
I'm too hung. So,
How did he piss all over his shirt? Look, I think he flopped out the monster dog.
I think he got
and the
tangled. I
shirt,
think he
like
got-
the shirt was like wrapped, much like a fucking dolphin caught in netting off a beach. So his dick was just wrapped up
I
in
think he
shirt.
got it out and it sort of like hung it, like wrapped itself around his arm.
Yeah.
And just
You know what I mean? So like,
got
I guess
tangled.
I don't understand
Tangles.
Eddie and I. Not blessed with a fucking hog large
get-
enough to get caught in in shirts.
I don't
and
get
shit.
tangled.
I haven't
You
been
might
tangled.
you'll see it. You'll see it. We've talked about this at length. Sometimes if I pinch it too much, as in like it's the waistband's pushing up against it, it may get a little bit like constricted, and then
Yes.
you put it back in your pants, and then maybe
And then
some
there's
leak
some
out.
left over. Yeah,
So
yeah.
now my undies are wet, and maybe it'll come through to my crotch region. But I'm usually a crotch wetter.
Crutch wetter, and it's small amounts. This is what he was dealing with in terms of the urine.
Yeah.
Like just the sheer vast quantity of urine was something I'd never witnessed,
No.
certainly from my own penis.
No, we'll never in the wild, Tom.
Never.
Which is what took me.
Yeah.
But shout out to Campbell.
Yep. I didn't want to name you specifically, but it's out there now, and it is Campbell, and he pissed it out. But we are also talking about the size of your dick, which is
Well, listen,
silver linings.
the yin and the yang.
Yeah. Squinner couldn't get onto one, but he played well. He got better as the day went on.
Yeah, but he's hot, so it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean?
I'd never met him before, but we have mutual friends, and he's like, "Oh, mate, nice to finally meet you." And I'm like, "You are hot, dude." And he's
was
like,
the first thing you
That was like the
said.
first thing I said to him. He's like, "Thanks," and then Sebo went, "Fuck, you made him feel uncomfortable with that, didn't you?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know.
Well-
I had to be honest, man. I had to off the bat.
Where are we without our honesty?
Yeah, I had to be honest. The man is fucking gorgeous.
Where are we without
And
our
if he was good at golf, I would have been pissed off.
No, well, he wouldn't have been invited.
No.
Because people like that start to annoy you.
Yeah, you're like, well, that's not fair.
You know what I
That'd
mean?
be some fucking bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Louis,
Shout out to Louis, our son.
who got us there. Well,
Yeah.
invited us.
He did.
It was nice of him.
It
Scope was there. It's good to see Scope getting around.
was good to see Scope. He's a good man, Scope.
Scope's a good fella. We and him were basically like the leagueies, contingent.
Well, that's what we said. We said you have to have days like this need like token leagueies,
Yeah.
and obviously because Tom and I are in the top 30
For Manly,
for
Scope.
Manly, Scope ex-player, played a
Yeah.
bit of league.
We're more current leaguey than him.
We're in the current top 30.
Yeah.
He's not in a top
No,
30,
he's not
but
in the
he's
top 30.
played the
He's
game.
played.
Don't know how many games he played, 100 and something, 200 and something.
Yeah, well, what are we getting up to in terms of top 30? Like we're only
Seven.
at the top 37 in the top 30.
We haven't played though, Tom.
No, but we've top 30'd.
We've top 30 because we signed for the season in the top 30.
Yeah.
Can you be removed from the top 30? Not that we'd be
You
removed.
can, but no, we haven't been,
Okay.
obviously. Great day all round, though.
Great day.
Great day. Punters and dribblers, if you enjoy a little flutter of a weekend, then we've got the answer for you.
Neds. Now, I can guarantee 100,000% that you're their favourite at the moment. Like,
Maybe.
if they're playing favourites between you and I, like favourite kid, you're their favourite.
Well, they're my favourite as well. But,
because you're so bad.
well, listen, I'm not a fantastic punter, but I'm a responsible punter, and that's what it's about. If you're able
You're
to...
responsibly shit.
I'm responsibly incompetent at gambling in 2023. But you know what? It swings and roundabouts. And if you do it responsibly, then you're just having a bit of fun. And that's what we like to do. Now, there is a special group on the Neds app called About Even, which is the #1 punting show on planet Earth. That is where the dribblers congregate to have a bit of a giggle. We share bets. We share insights. We have a good time. The promo code to join that private punting group, About Even, on the Neds app is Dribbler.
So if you're a dribbler and you're not in the group About Even, passcode Dribbler, are you really a dribbler?
Or are you a punter? You're neither.
You're neither.
Punters, dribblers, make sure that if you do enjoy a flutter, you do it with us in the About Even group on the Neds app as we punt and dribble and have a good time. And I'll say it again, a responsible time.
Good for you, mate.
A responsible
Shout out
time.
to you, Neds.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on screen or visit the website. Eddie, before we get to sport, and I'm assuming you haven't because you're a fucking dog, but have you wished our commie producer a happy birthday?
I have.
Okay, good.
So take that back, please.
No, because I didn't hear you, so wish him another one.
I've already wished him one. Have you wished him one?
Yeah, I have.
I haven't heard you wish him one. So
It
you better
doesn't
wish him
matter.
one.
I'm bringing it up.
No, you haven't wished him one, so
Should we do it together then?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Happy.
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday,
Dave.
Thanks, dads.
You're welcome.
Nice to see
Presents
you
on the
getting
way.
Yeah, presents on the way. Fuck, we're starting to amass some kids, aren't we?
We've got 3.
We got 3 kids at the moment.
3 boys.
Yeah. 3 strong boys.
Yep.
Beautiful boys.
I don't know how strong they are.
No, beautiful. Just beautiful.
Probably quite
Sweet
weak.
boys. Yeah, weak, sweet boys.
Sweet, they're sweet.
Sweet, weak boys.
But weak as piss.
What'd you do, Dave? You had a party, didn't you? That
Yeah.
I couldn't go to. I had a good excuse. Eddie didn't have a good excuse.
Well, I was hungover and then I had dinner booked in that you'd bought me for our wedding. As a
Right,
gift.
so it was a day. It was a day thing.
I was at 6 and I was hungover.
I was at 6.
Started
I
at
think.
2.
No, started
Yeah.
at 2.
Yeah.
So I was hungover and then I had dinner.
so not a good excuse.
That's a great excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it good fun?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Bit low key, nothing too intense. But yeah, had finally fucking cut a bit of the garden, not even half of it, so that people could be out there. Hung
Dave's
a
getting in his
goon
hand.
bag.
Why did you only cut half the garden?
Because it's fucking huge.
You should see the size of this fucking backyard.
Okay, but
It
like
is
how big?
Enormous. Like
It's probably like what?
wider than the house.
Okay, but
No,
here, give us
Like
context. of the
50
room.
meters long.
50 meters.
No, I don't know about 50. I would
Half a
say
football field.
I would say maybe like 30,
Okay, now I don't trust either of you.
maybe like 20, 30. and
How
at
long
least,
is it in
like-
relation to this room?
It's longer than this room, easily. Probably not double, but
Well, if it was double,
Maybe
then
one
that would
and
be
a
50
half.
meters. This is like
from
25.
here to the blue wall. No, I'd say from wall to wall is the size of from the edge of the house to the back fence.
So you should have done the whole thing.
Yeah, you could have done the whole thing. You should have got a fucking push mower though, because you only got to whip a snip that much is a bit of a cunt.
yeah.
Why didn't you get a push mower?
Because I was advised by our housemate Brady, who has done a bit of landscaping and therefore is the only one who knows about this stuff. I, never having cut a lawn in my life before, was completely clueless. But he was like, well, you're going to need to do the edges anyway. There's some rocks at the back. There's random fucking holes and divots. The grass is like thick as shit. because
Shouldn't
it's
the real
just been
estate agent
growing.
be like covering this shit? Or like the landlord, like general upkeep?
Don't know. I think they'll do one when you move in and then
Which
it's up
they
to you.
didn't.
Yeah, he certainly didn't.
Well, they owed you one.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you're in, maybe it's on you to maintain. But like when you're coming in,
I don't know the bylaws.
But also, like, that seems like the biggest backyard in Sydney. How the fuck do you have that? Is it shared apartment building backyard? Like,
No, it's just like it's a house, freestanding house, and long back. And like all three pretty much houses
big.
that are like next to
Huge.
each other all have huge backyards.
it's huge.
But that's why this place and the one next door is both owned by the people we're renting off and is going to be developed into apartments in like a year's time. So they're making use of that.
That's the way it's going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is.
Bastards. You keep
Bastards.
fucking horses up the back.
Yeah, honestly. That's
mean,
what everyone's been saying.
or
We need to
goat.
get
Yeah, well,
yeah,
I'm
we need a
thinking
goat
cows.
too.
You bring a cow in there, that fucking grass would be gone in minutes.
Maybe not minutes.
Minutes, Eddie. You seen a cow before?
Well, I mean,
You seen a cow?
You could appropriate minutes to anything. I
Well, you
suppose.
really
Enough
could.
minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
I
1,000
mean,
minutes.
I'm minutes old.
Yeah, you are. Mere
many
minutes
minutes?
old.
Don't know. You could work it out.
I wouldn't be bothered.
You could.
But yeah, no, you could. You definitely could. No, I wouldn't.
How many minutes do you reckon it's been? Should we
Fucking
guess?
heaps.
Am I a million minutes yet?
I think you are. I think a million minutes is like 30-something years.
Have I done a milli mins?
So there is
Fucking face.
There's oh shit.
Just say how many minutes in 30 years?
So there's 525,000 minutes in a year.
Oh, fuck.
A couple of mil.
Heaps of mils. 15 mils. That's throwing me off. There you go.
About almost 16 million.
Okay,
minutes
cool.
Old.
There you go. Did you have a good time though, Dave?
Had a lovely time.
25. We've watched this kid grow up from a little fucking mouse into a full-blown rat.
How old were you when we met you?
It was 2020. I would have been either 21 or just turned 22.
Mouse into a rat.
Mouse into a rat.
Congratulations, mate.
Thank you, mate. It's a lovely weekend.
Proud of you. Real proud.
Proud of you.
Did you have fun, Tobler?
Yeah, it was good. We played probably the longest game of beer pong I've ever played in my entire life.
Did your arm get sore?
No, because it was like 2 teams of 3.
But you're weak, so.
We did concede one of the worst comebacks of all time.
We were up 5-1.
And it was me, Tobler, and another dude against Cassie, Jenny, and who was this other girl, Bree. So it was the dudes taking on the girls, and we were up 5-1, and then they came back and beat us.
Fucking oath, girls. I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised that you guys got dominated.
No.
Well, it wasn't really domination
Again,
because
the
there was only
weakness.
one cup in it.
That's all right. You took a loss on your birthday.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Took an L.
And
Yeah,
Dave
take
gave me a
it.
tour of the man cave in the backyard where he keeps his apparatuses and equipment.
Oh, yeah, right. So have you got a man cave in the backyard for all your bongs?
It's not really a man cave. It's more of a shed with
Yeah,
like a
bomb
little
shed.
fucking plasticky roof thing. And
So
some,
what, a
like-
little stool in there or something?
Well, there's like some benches. So if I was to be inclined as to, do any handiwork with my hands, that's where I would keep my tools.
Were you just packing billies up there?
Pretty much, yeah. There's a whippersnipper there now, and my dad's leaf blower, which I need to give back to him.
Yeah, you do need to give that back to me. He was actually
Yeah.
called me and said, "Can you get Dave to bring that fucking
Yeah.
thing back, little asshole?" Do you ever think of maybe using the whippersnipper just to cut your weed crops? You just need a quick chop.
Well, I would never want to cut weed crops. I mean, I have a grinder for that.
Oh, you got
I wouldn't want to ruin it.
I don't know
by,
how big his weed crops are. Why don't you grow fucking? I'm not advocating for the growing of marijuana, although I don't know why I wouldn't. But why don't you just grow weed in your backyard?
Well, that would be cool. That's not a me job. That's a Cassie job because she is very gardenerily inclined.
Green thumb.
Green thumb.
Gardenerily
Gardenerily
inclined.
inclined.
I didn't hate that term.
Gardenerily.
Gardenerily inclined.
Gardenerily.
As opposed to me who couldn't keep a fucking rosemary bush or anything alive.
No.
Well, good for you, mate.
Really happy for
Happy
it. Now,
birthday.
obviously, he took an L in beer pong with Tobler, but he also took an L on Friday night, Edward, because the mighty Manly Seagulls fucking humped the Melbourne Storm.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
Brave. We were talking about this on the weekend, Eddie and I. So many people, you hear people discuss, bravery. And you're like,
What it means to be brave.
means to be brave. How do you does bravery grow on trees? No, technically it doesn't grow on trees.
Well, not everywhere.
But there are bravery trees that are indigenous to the peninsula region of the Northern Beaches, that is.
A lot of people don't know what they look like.
No, I'm not about to tell them.
A lot of people haven't come across them.
No.
It's much like the Wollombi pine, which grows in the Blue Mountains somewhere, heavily protected, in some sort of ravine, closely guarded secret,
Yeah.
old as Methuselah.
I've got a question quickly on the Wollombi pine, Eddie, and I know this is sport, but why don't they just let's plant some other Wollombi pines
They
somewhere
do.
else? Right.
They have.
Yeah.
So basically, to stop people going in there and getting their own Wollombis, they sell the seeds so you can grow them yourself.
Yeah, well,
But they don't take very well, and they're not. But then they're fakes essentially. So the real motherfuckers, they're not fakes, but the only ones living in the wild are in there.
Yeah, right. We'll just go plant some in the wild, though.
But what I'm saying is, we have a closely guarded amount of bravery trees on the peninsula.
Yes, we
same
do.
sort of thing.
Yes.
Except we're not giving out seeds.
No, fuck no, we're not.
We're keeping them for ourselves. And if you go back through the history books and you look at the club, generally speaking, just drenched in bravery.
Yes. Bravery, coming out our assholes. Now, the rugby league season this year is so fucking close.
Oh, it's tight.
And impossible to predict.
Tight as a...
Nuns. Now, maybe, I don't know if you can say that.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's a phrase.
I went to say it, and I thought, is that play on? Don't know.
Is it play on in 2023? I don't know.
I don't know. Listen, you know what we'll do?
Keep it and apologise.
No, just be like, if you don't think it's okay, just
You can
pretend
let us
we didn't
know.
say it. Pretend we didn't say it.
Pretend we didn't say it and pretend that we didn't know, which we didn't know. And you can leave a comment and say, hey, guys, I don't think that was okay. And we can go, hey, I respect that. Respect you. We will probably never say it again. But maybe we will because
It is a saying, though.
it's a saying.
People say it all the time.
But then again, that's, people say some other shit.
Sure.
So, tight competition this year. Really tight.
Probably the tightest I've seen. But I would also preface that with the fact that I don't really remember what happened even last year. So
No.
let's not get carried away.
No, but I guess when
But certainly it feels tight.
It feels
because
really
the last
tight.
couple of years there was a lot of blowouts. That's my memory at least.
that
There was
might
like
have
a
been
lot
the
of
year before.
50, 60 point fucking
Yeah,
blowouts.
that was the year before.
Maybe that was the year before. The year Turbo hunt the continent.
Yeah, that makes our point even more, right? We don't know. But when you have 1 week Manly getting beaten by the Panthers, tough loss, unlucky, close, then the next week beating the living shit out of the Melbourne Storm at home, bravery trees, littering the fucking ground.
Well, it seems to me that the Bravery Tree flowers had come in, and they're obviously edible.
Yeah.
And
Smokable.
Yeah. Exactly. Injectable.
Yeah.
And that the boys were high on bravery. And
Yeah.
it's as simple as that. I can also absolutely guarantee, without having any information to back my thoughts and suspicions up, Tom, but absolutely 100% guarantee that Jakey was teaching the boys how to snap this week.
Yeah.
Because they went out and they snapped fuckers in half.
Jake was running snapping clinics.
Yes. Origami.
Yeah, that's it. He was down there with paper and he was showing them how to fold.
Now, fold. Like, he's the only guy in the world, Jake Trbojevic, can fold a piece of paper more than 7 times.
Yes.
That's a fact.
No, that is a fact.
He can fold it as many times as he wants. I've seen him do it. Just repeatedly folding some cunt more than 7 times.
And then he'll go, oh, can I fold this paper anymore? And then he just goes and he snaps it. And
Yeah. and
he
it
folds them with his shoulders.
Yes, he does.
Shoulder folder.
I've seen him do 13, 14 folds.
He's a shoulder folder.
Yeah, shoulder folder.
Uh,
But he obviously sat down with the boys last week after a tough, gritty loss to the Penrith Panthers, where we went down only marginally, and there was a couple of really poor decisions in it. We all know that. He's obviously sat the boys down and said, "Listen here, we need to impose our will on the other side here, on the competition,
competition, opposition.
and we can't leak any more points, or we have to leak very few, Tom, because the easiest way to win games of footy is to stop them scoring.
Yes.
And then you score. But if they haven't scored, then you win.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So if we can restrict them to just 8 rugby league points, or 10, or whatever it was, 8, then we need to go out there, we need to start folding like origami.
Yeah.
And I'll show you fucking how. And you saw it all over the park.
Well, the biggest hit maybe
Vega,
that we've ever seen.
Olakawatu,
Olakawatu
Jake.
and Aloiae absolutely fucking
Aloiae, just folding.
killing Justin Olam. It's the greatest hit of the season. Might be the greatest hit of the last fucking... It's probably the best hit since Tafua killed Munster.
Yes, I'd go along with that.
And then the greatest hit... That was the greatest hit, but when... Like,
Since the
Manly might...
Beatles.
Matai folding David Tyrrell and burying him into the earth. Like, Manly might be the greatest club, the defensive club in the history of the NRL.
You'd have to think so.
And that's not me just, sucking off the boys, which
No,
I'm
of
happy
course
to
not.
do.
Of course not.
But it's just a fucking fact. I think, all the highlights is just basically Manly players folding cunts.
Well, the Manly social team put up a great fucking video of the boys folding.
Yeah. Maybe that's sort of it as well. I don't know whether we do any sort of Japanese exchange at the club that means our origami work better than any other club. Like, do we have some sort of sister school in Japan?
I honestly think Jake's been over. If Jake spent some time in Japan,
yeah,
he
it might
has
have
to
like a
have.
gap year or something.
He's got to have done a gap year. If he hasn't done a gap year, I'm not here, and I am here, so he's done one.
Japanese Jake.
Japanese Jake, Konnichiwa,
Yeah. Yeah.
gets over
The
there.
Konnichiwa kid.
The Konnichiwa kid.
Yeah.
Gets over there, learns the sacred art of folding cunts,
Yeah.
comes back and just starts destroying the league.
Yeah.
Then obviously the boys go, teach me, Jake, teach me. He goes, listen.
Sensei.
Yes, he is a sensei. The Konnichiwa kid.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. I mean, he leads from the front. Did he miss any tackles on the weekend? Because he didn't miss any last week. 45.
I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at our defensive stats while I, put a towel over me so I can pleasure myself to them. No. Let's get up here.
Dave
Tackles.
just trying to work out how to do his
Just trying to find
job.
tackles like it's
He
the
does
first
this
time
every
I've ever
week, and it's almost as though it's
he's
his
gone
first time.
past it. Just saw it, Dave. Go
It's
back,
almost
go
his-
back, go back. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There we go. Jake.
36 made, 2 missed. That's okay, though.
That's all right.
Again, rugby league, NRL, are you listening? Ineffective tackles has its own column. Why doesn't snap to cunt have its own column?
Good to see that Kelmer, who obviously is now out, I think, for a couple of weeks, concussed, but 100%. Made 10 of 10 because he fucking needed to after the week before. Joshy Boy Aloye, 16. 23 from Homole. That kid playing Origin this year, you best believe it, dog. Ethan Bullymore, better fucking start. How about Azza Woods, hey? And, dude.
Jury's in.
Jury's in. Azza Woods. Jury's in.
Jury's in.
Jury's in.
We'd said the jury was out at lunch because we hadn't seen Azza Woods in the wild.
Yeah.
And by the wild, I mean the field. Jury back in, he can play.
Yeah. Well, he's the Tiger Woods of rugby league. Start calling him Tiger. If Sipley, Eddie, and I'm just going to say this right now, if Sipley isn't in every single fucking Manly Seagull side moving forward, there is a part of me that is going to potentially
Right.
hold my breath and stamp my feet until I pass out or until he is put back in the side.
Great call. Great call.
That cunt, 22 tackles. I think he made like 130, 160 metres from his time on from limited mins.
His time in the park. For his Chris Mins.
For his Chris Mins. 163 metres.
Yeah.
60 post contact.
60 PCMs,
Oh,
dude.
60 PCMs. Thank you very much. And when he was going off the field, he'd pump the boys up as well, the crowd up. I mean, he's
Dude,
just he's a teamman.
Okay, the kid's
Clubman.
in. I tell you what else. Bullymore starts. Kelma Tuolangi out of bull. If the bull isn't on the edge, I am also going to hold my breath and stamp my feet. He's been one of the best players all year.
But even when you and I had met Bully the first time,
Yeah.
when I don't know if you two fucking worms know anything about this sort of thing, but you can tell a lot about a man by his hands and the way he shakes.
Yep.
And when I took Bully's hand, I lost it. I lost my own. When I took his, I lost my own.
Yeah.
Great sign.
It's a fantastic sign.
Thick Australian hand.
But also I also like, Eddie, the test of just like the arm around them, just the feel test of their body. Now it's all consensual. I'm not assaulting the man, but you shake a hand, you put an arm around him, and he is.
Well, it gives you depth and breadth.
Dude, you exactly, but you're feeling the contours of the man's flesh.
Yes.
And
What's he made of?
Iron. Steel.
Yeah.
Now it's weird because I also think he's
And you can't figure that out without a grope.
No, you just do a caress. He's fucking solid as a rock, and he plays his rugby league like it. Now I know I named like 4 different metals and substances there to describe the man.
But no, but they're all strong.
They are.
That's what you were saying.
Wood.
Yes. Well, strong wood. Hardwood.
No, hardwood. Really hardwood. The hardest wood.
Hardest wood that you can
As
get.
well as steel and iron ore and whatever the fuck else I said.
That's right.
Rocks.
Big fan of Bully.
I
Big fan of
love
his work.
Bully, dude. I love
obviously
Bully.
Lachlan Croker best hooker in the game.
Good to see Croaks get back out there and run the footy, run the nut, run the footy. Croaks. But just generally speaking, we fucking there was a concern, not from us, but if you just listen to the forums, Eddie, which you consult from time to time, there was concern that after a tough, gritty, marginal loss to the Panthers, premiers, mind you, that
back to back,
3-time grand finalists, that we were going to go up against a Melbourne Storm side who were vastly improved, and that there was maybe a humping afoot. Now,
certainly not a train of thought that you and I had bought into, Tom.
No.
In fact, it was one that we'd resisted.
well, we just ignored. Yeah,
Quite
right.
fervently.
Negativity, get out. Harness energy, block bad. We've seen Happy Gilmore. I was buoyed to see that we came back after a tough, gritty, close loss, and we're like, It makes me believe even more that it is the year of the bird because it's how you come back from losses. You show steel. We're a good side, and we can.
We showed bravery. Tom.
Yeah, we're brave.
We are brave.
Yeah. Look. If you see any
like
videos,
Braveheart would look at us and go, "That's brave."
If you see any videos emerging online of Manly players racking up lines, it's of bravery. I'm just
bravery
saying.
lines.
If you see them doing lines of bravery, fear not.
Don't call the cops.
Don't call the
just
cops.
bravery.
Ask for a bump.
Ask for a bump.
A bump of bravery.
You're not going to get any.
No, of course you're not.
It's rare as hen's teeth.
It is. No one's giving away a bump of bravery.
No, what? Not allowed to. Also, you wouldn't know how to handle it.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be
bravery running through your veins. You'd fucking pass out. You got to be fucking built the right way. And Manly is.
Yeah.
And they're bumping that shit like it's going out of fashion. Grams of the stuff.
Keys. Kilos of bravery. Found floating off the fucking coast.
Nah.
We're not selling that.
Found
Down in the
carefully
peninsula.
curated in Manly.
You know they thought they found asbestos under the hill? Nah, it was bravery.
Well, it was asbestos.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
Kilos of bravery.
Don't come close.
Nah.
Wink, wink. Don't come close.
Yeah, no, it's good. You all right?
Am I twitching or am I?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Well, you can't wink, can you?
I can't go cross-eyed.
Oh, you can wink though?
Uh.
Like just slowly go one. Okay. Other one. Okay. But you can't go cross-eyed.
No.
That's crazy.
I can't either.
No, but he's just
But we're not talking about you though.
Just trying to have some support for you, Eddie.
No, but
Even though you've been shitting on me and my club for the last 20 minutes.
his is because of like the muscles in his eyes being.
Because I used to go
His eyes were
cross-eyed.
Yeah.
Or all he could do was cross-eyed.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And so to stop that, they had to stop me going cross-eyed.
Yeah.
Because
Or maybe
otherwise
just-
I'd be cross-eyed forever.
Yes.
You've just used up all your minutes of being cross-eyed.
Well,
by
they
having
were
it
like,
all
we're going to
cross-eyed.
remove the muscle that allows this kid to be cross-eyed because he's
Because it was too
cross-eyed.
tight, they had to chop it.
Yeah. Yeah. You could have stretched it out maybe.
Tried. That's what the eye patches were for.
Oh, okay.
Didn't work.
We're going to have to go to DEFCON 4 and just snip these bastards.
Yeah. Time to get orange base.
Yeah.
Book the kid in.
Just quickly before we continue, because I'm not done here with Manly, Eddie. I'm not, but I do think it would be remiss of me not to remind the punter and the dribbler that if you don't have KO, then you're missing so much rugby league. It's not funny. And when we talk rugby league, we do it for KO. You know that. We know that.
Well,
you're
missing.
But you're missing
sickening amounts of
You're
rugby
missing
league.
so much rugby league. We're saying it every week, but it is the truth. You miss too much rugby
Like last
league.
weekend, you would have missed the Sharks versus the Roosters. You would have missed it.
Yeah.
Like, are you honestly telling me?
You also wouldn't have watched a single game of rugby league on
Are
Saturday.
you telling me you wouldn't? You're prepared to just go, nah, not interested in rugby league on Saturday?
Like, what are you doing?
Saturday is such an elite day.
It's super.
It's such a great day. It's a super Saturday. And you don't have a care in the world because you got Sunday tomorrow to fucking lick your wounds if you need to lick wound. And you go down to the pub with your mates and you have a couple and then you go back to someone's house and you put on Super Saturday and you rip in.
Yeah.
But you can't do that if you're a loser.
No. Now, speaking of losers, and I appreciate you saying losers there, although I don't know if it's intentional. That guy over there's a fucking loser, DYOR Dave. He's a loser.
Shout out to the boys on the hill
Yeah.
that picked him up. I think it might have been Banksy.
Picked
Matho,
up
was
DYOR
that
Dave.
correct?
He was
I
out
forgot to
there
message
with
him.
Tobler, and Dave was getting shit on by all the Manly dribblers, so that's nice.
I will say this though, brave of you specifically to go to the hill.
To go to the hill.
Yeah. It was honestly far from my worst experience at Brookvale Oval in terms of the way I was treated by people.
Well, that's actually good. I'm glad
That's
that the
nice.
dribblers embraced you, even though they were disrespecting you.
Well,
Being friendly,
you're allowed to lift a man up, Tom.
you are a little man as well. Like, it wouldn't have been hard.
No.
I think the nicest person there to me was the one dude that had just got turned on to Hello Sport but didn't know who I was yet. And I was asking him about, what do you think about DYOR Dave? And he said, not terrible things about me, while he didn't know he was talking to
I
me.
didn't know who the fuck you
He
were.
didn't know who I was, yeah.
Well, that's nice.
That's cute.
So shout out to that dude.
Tobler, how did you think that Dave handled the pressure of the Brookvale stage, and how was he received?
Fairly well. I think it was received well. There was a couple of dribblers that wanted photos and stuff before the game.
Lol.
Then at one point, I think Turbo made an error or something and Dave got a bit lippy And then there was just a sea of aggressive looks coming straight towards him.
That was brave of you, mate.
That
He was very brave. I was a bit worried for him there.
Lucky I had Tobler as my bodyguard there, and someone in a manly
again.
shirt to be like, he's okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that is true. If you got someone with a 13+ jumper on there, you're like, this Pixie's cool. Don't worry.
This Pixie's cool.
He did go pretty quiet, though, I will admit.
Well, that
I didn't hear
happens when you
much
come to
out of
Brookie,
him.
bruh. That's remember when Harvey came. Were you with us when Harvey? Or you weren't there?
No, I wasn't.
Harvey came with us when we played in North Queensland. It was Bracey and me and Harvey. And Cowboys got out to a 12-0 lead. Harvey was lipping the fuck up. And then we came back and beat the fuck out of him. And everyone started like chanting, Jerry, just completely shitting on the guy.
Love that.
Yeah. So, you do need to be brave to come to Brookie.
I would also like to say, and I know you guys have significant pull down there at the club, get another screen.
No.
Yeah.
Nah.
Why would
Yeah,
we do that when you can just watch it with your own eyes?
Yeah.
Well, because as someone who's vertically challenged, standing on the hill among people who are bigger than me,
Why don't you get stilts then, bruh?
they wouldn't let me bring him into the game.
Well, you need to
Get
You
lifts.
need to hide them. You get,
Get lifts.
No, you just get longer pants.
Like a
dude.
big
Think about what
trench coat.
clowns do.
Yeah.
Longer
trench coat.
pants. They can't. They can't.
That's
check
not
your
our
legs.
problem.
No.
Because everyone on the peninsula is like 6 foot in height,
Yeah.
except Tobler.
Close enough.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we do have some stilts for Tobler. We'll provide Tobler with stilts, not you.
Just my riding boots.
Yeah, that's true. Tobler's got boots. Get yourself some clothes. Were you wearing thongs?
No, I wasn't wearing thongs.
I'm shocked by that.
Yeah,
Because
so-
you wear thongs in winter, which has always made me sick.
yeah.
Yeah. It's a nut. It's too
Well,
much.
it was a wet night.
It's too
so
much.
no
Just
thongs.
get some shoes, Dave.
I've actually never seen you wear clothes shoes.
No. Do you want? Well, we bought him those gaze shoes.
Do you ever wear them?
Yeah, I've worn those a couple times.
That's a no.
I do wear them.
That's a fucking no.
I'll wear them. Take my dog to the park when it's a bit wet.
Anyway, Manly's great, and we're playing the Tigers this week, so we chalk that up as another win, and we march on.
And we'll win the comp.
We'll win the comp. I think.
So
Shuey's
you can
back
play
this
rugby
week.
league, Tom?
Who?
Campbell Graham.
I know he can, dude. Cambo.
Is he having one of the great fucking seasons? or
Well,
what?
he's going well right now. He's finding the line. That's for damn
What do you
sure.
think about Tom? Now, some people may say, Edward, it's a little bit too early for Origin, and I'd say fucking beat it.
Yeah, it's not really.
It's not too early
It's
for
fucking
Origin.
next month.
A lot of people saying this. What do you think about this? Now, I have an opinion. I know you'll have an opinion, but people are saying this. Campbell Graham and Latrell Mitchell in the centres, Turbo on the wing.
I don't mind it.
Because wingers get into a fuckload of work these days.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that. I don't give a shit. The only thing I'd say maybe about I'd prefer Turbo maybe in the centres is because he's not really hitting full speed this season.
Protecting the bod.
And I mean, you could say, well, fuck, like if you're not, like, do you play Origin if you can't rip and turn it on? And I'm not saying don't pick Turbo in Origin. What I'm saying is, like, you could just have Suoliti there.
And fuck Graham off.
Fuck Graham off. The people who are anti-Suoliti are fucking so lame, just by
They're
the
drop
way.
kicks.
It's just like, oi, I wouldn't pick him in Origin because he's not bloody staying in the game. It's like, cunt, if you're just like, now, whatever you think about whether he's right, if he's in form, if his form's good enough, that's up to you, your opinion, right? But if you're, I think it's Crawls who I'm hearing saying a lot of this on
Was Queensland picking Israel Folau up until the point he went to AFL?
I would have imagined so, Edward. I don't know, but I would imagine so.
And why do you think that is, Tom?
Because it's
they
about
have a winning mentality.
It's about winning. It's about winning. Who gives a shit if he's going to rugby union? You want to win Origin, bro. It's not like, oh, well, fuck.
Do you honestly think that we play Origin just for a giggle? Or do you think we play for winning, Crawls?
Folau did get picked in his last year playing.
Of course he
NRL.
did.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. What are we talking about?
But I guess you could also say the only slight difference is that he'd already played Origin then. But he didn't play that many Origins.
He only played 5.
Isn't that funny?
he
Think
went
about
to a fucking AFL.
Yeah, like that's even worse.
It's even
and
worse.
It was in Western Sydney, like direct competitor.
It's
like,
even
this is-
worse.
But how fucking insane when you think about Folau and the mark that he made on Origin in terms of highlights, in terms of the way we perceive him as an Origin footballer. He played 5 games.
I'd have said 15.
I would have said maybe 8 or 9. It's just 3 series. He played 2 series.
How old was he when he went to AFL?
So he was born. He would have been, quick maths, 21.
No way. He was 21.
Come on, quick
Hang on.
maths.
No. So he was born in 1989.
Yep.
His last year in the NRL was 2010. So 22.
22. That is shocking.
That's fucking wild.
And he only played 13 games for GWS.
I would have said 25.
That might be the greatest loss rugby league's ever suffered.
He was
Israel Folau at 22.
he was 17 when he debuted for the Storm.
Yeah, that's true.
So hang on, but he would have been 21.
Yeah, because he
In
hadn't
his last
turned-
year.
wouldn't-
And
yeah,
he
in
already-
his last
and 'cause
year.
So
he
they
was
would
in
have
the
signed him.
Broncos,
They would have
wasn't he?
signed him at 21.
That's fucking insanity.
How old was Carmichael Hunt? My mind's just like,
Carmichael was a bit older. He would have
But
been
how
26,
old?
27.
Carmichael Hunt was born in 86.
Fuck,
And
that was around the same time as well, wasn't it?
his last year in the, and he essentially went, his last year in the NRL was 09.
So he would have been...
23.
No.
Yes.
He'd already played Australia and Queensland. Like, what the fuck's my life?
He
dude?
played 10 games for Queensland, 11 for Australia.
He was a weapon as well. He was pre-Billy Slater, Australian fullback. He used to run it back. He just used to straight at the defence and get
I didn't
fucking
realise those boys were so young.
And I guess that's maybe because we were so young.
That's like completely rattled me.
That's reshaped like everything that I fucking thought I knew.
He was also 17 when he debuted. Youngest player to debut for the Broncos.
That's almost as shocking as when I realised ditto was a word. Like, it's just racked me.
Yeah, it's completely...
It's like, just completely rocked me. Because I found out ditto was a word like late in the piece. Didn't even think it was like that. I thought people were taking the piss out of me.
Steph said ditto to me first time. I think we said we loved each other. Or oh, no, not loved each
Yeah,
other.
We've
Liked each
talked
other.
about
Yeah,
this.
we have. We
Likewise.
I said ditto. I was like, excuse me, what the fuck is that?
So for people to say, oh, Sula, you going to rugby union when he's played a bit of rugby union, then he played a bit of league, he's played a bit of both. At what? Essentially, he'll go at the same age as fucking Israel was when he went to the enemy, starting a new side in Western Sydney. Like, of course we're picking him in Origin. Shut the fuck up.
Well, or at least you're picking on form. You don't if he's playing
You know
well
what I
enough,
mean.
you pick him.
You know
right?
what I mean.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, right? If he's playing well enough, he 100% gets picked. And I would, and that's the only reason I'd be like Turbo in the centres. That's more of a selfish thing. Like I don't want fucking Turbo getting injured in Origin. I don't get injured at all. But I'm still not like I've got like PTSD from Turbo injuries, so I'm still like I'm not ready.
I think the reason I would like Turbo in the centres, Tom, is you can do that. He can rove. Puts the 0 on the back, plays
And that's
the
not
rover.
Rove McManus.
No, Rover.
Yeah, right.
Not to
okay,
be
good.
confused with Rove, who made hay while the sun was shining.
Yes, he did.
Bit of a North Star of ours.
Yeah. Well, say hi to your mums for me. Make hay while the sun is shining, Rove.
Who obviously hasn't.
Well, he's not still around.
He didn't stack up. He didn't stack up historically. In terms of,
Well,
like,
his content didn't age well.
that's exactly.
But he's certainly got the production company now that I think is filling the coffers.
Well, it's revered.
It's, yeah. Shout out to Rove. Not the point. Tom Trbojevic can be a Rove McManus type.
Yes. Well, he's done it in the past, Tom, and I think if you've got him in centres as opposed to, on the
Sting.
wing, on the sting, as it were, he can come in and he can fucking do a bit of ruckmanship,
Yeah.
the ruck work.
Yeah.
Because he's got a super high IQ. I don't know if you know this, punters and dribblers, one of the smartest guys in rugby league.
Yeah, Menza.
And he can literally,
Is that Menza?
I don't know,
Is it Menza when you're a
Yeah, Mensa.
Mensa?
not Steve Menzies,
No, that's Menzies.
who is also quite a smart guy.
Well,
I
yeah.
believe.
He got my number from fucking when I was back at radio, and now I get random mortgage advice.
Well,
text
he's a
messages.
hustler.
Yeah.
He's a hustler.
We got to get Beaver on.
Yes, we do. We've got an All Talk series coming up that he's probably got his name on.
Yes. Yes, he does.
Now, just wanted to float that. Is Campbell Graham ready for Origin?
He's ready.
He's ready?
But I
But
don't
will he be
want him.
kicked?
But yeah,
Probably not.
like put it this way: would I? You could have him on the wing as well.
We are so fucking stacked. It's unbelievable, and it's also slightly alarming because
sometimes
sometimes
when
the
you-
more stacked we are, the worse we go.
Yeah.
Work that the fuck out.
Yeah, I don't
But,
understand
like,
it.
that's That's what the history books will tell you.
Yeah.
Because we've got a Matty Burton there. We've got the fucking Dalian medalist Nico Hines
Who
there.
may not even get in the fucking team.
Work that out.
We got 2 hookers.
Jack Whiten, for fuck's sake. 2 hookers. We're stacked. Hamale Olakawachi's sitting there going, pick
dude,
me, please, sir. Pick me. I want to snap.
Oh,
I
he
wanna
has to be there, dude.
Then you got you got Murray. Like, what is going on? AC's coming back into the fold. Boys are stacked.
Who's the back row? Cam Murray,
and then
Hamole? Or is there someone else I'm forgetting? Oh, Liam Martin?
Angus Crichton has been there, done a job.
I don't think
played
Crichton...
but I'm just saying, like...
But of course, we've got him, but, like, shout out to Angus Crichton for coming back on the weekend.
How'd he go? Play for the Bears?
Play for the Roosters feeder side, whatever the fuck that is. I don't think they're
it's
the
the
best.
Bears.
No, well, they're in Roosters jerseys in the photos in the paper.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
Because they don't have a feeder side.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Well,
he
they
was
don't
in a
have a
Roosters
gym.
jumper.
They don't
They were
have
playing
like
Newtown. Mate punched out 80 minutes, apparently. Fucking
Love that.
got the job done.
That's good. So what we're saying is New South Wales side absolutely fucking stacked.
Yeah, don't want to talk about the duffel bag, but the duffel bag is fucking...
Well, we're not,
strong.
no, we're not talking about a duffel bag.
I'm not, but I'm saying...
Also, Latrell Mitchell 4 tries in 2 weeks.
Yeah. The duffel bag, I tell you, look, the zip might be broken on the duffel bag, and we may need to get that repaired. Or just get maybe an extra large duffel bag, or maybe a couple of duffel bags.
Listen.
Because then you also think about our props, right? You got Junior Bolo.
Penny
You've
Haas.
got Payne Haas. And then you've got Jake Trbojevic. And then you've got Regan Campbell-Gillard.
See, Jake Trbojevic,
He starts.
he starts
starts.
next to Payne Haas.
He
That's
starts.
what he does.
Yeah.
And then Junior comes on and starts ripping sacks off. That's what I'd be doing.
Sack work.
I think you bring him on for sack work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you know Jake can punch out 80 minutes if you need.
Well, you probably should.
He make 50 tackles.
Yeah.
Won't miss one.
No.
Snap cunts in half. Like origami.
Yeah.
So what we're saying, punters and dribblers, in a roundabout way, is our side's looking unbelievably elite. There is a little question of 6 that most people think the incumbent should keep. Long-haired Luai.
Yes. The long-haired Luai.
I am at 6s and 7s when it comes to that idea.
Yeah, same. Quite literally. The ponytail
Did you like
panther.
that?
Yeah, I did like that.
So did I.
Because then you do have Wethead Nico. You've got Matty Burton of Burton Bomb fame.
But you've also got Wethead Nico.
Yeah, I know.
And then you've got a guy like Whiten who can play literally every position on the park, who's like the ideal 14 in my mind, Tom. See, Wethead Nico, do you see what Wethead Nico did on the weekend? Did you see that fucking dummy and go at the end of the game against the Roosters? It's just elite.
Yeah.
Just so elite. And you ask yourself, do you leave that guy out of your side? And they're like, yeah, but Yo and fucking Luai and Cleary all have combinations.
Didn't work last year.
I go, I get that, but we lost last year. So
So-
in my mind, in my opinion, legitimately, I go,
Incumbency.
it doesn't mean jack shit. Why? Like, so what if you get fucking humped into the earth for fucking 3 games? Do you pick the same side next year? Well, they're incumbent. No,
No.
it didn't work. We lost the big game. It's as simple as that. We're here on the couch. Ben Hunt ripped our sacks off.
Yeah, he did. Of all kinds.
So I ask you, Freddie, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Because from where I'm sitting, something needs to fucking change. Because we lost the 3rd game. That's it. It's
Is
as
it going
simple
to
as
be
that.
Fred again? Same side? Or is it going to be...
If Freddie doesn't win this season,
Yeah,
there's
no,
the door.
Yeah.
There's the door, literally.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
listen, I'm a huge fan of Freddie and his work. We've been over this a million
But you
times.
can't...
But a spade is a spade, and you must call it one.
A former employee of it... Well, not employee. A former associate of ours.
Someone we knew once.
Someone we knew. Somebody we used to know. Gautier. Made a statistical sort of summary of Freddie Fittler's...
I think you went balls deep, if my memory serves.
I don't remember. Again, somebody I used to know about New South Wales performances under Freddie Fittler.
Yep.
And they're pretty fucking bad. It's not bad, but in terms of like the side we've had and how much
This
we
was our
should have won.
was our 8-0 side. The
Yeah.
boys on the park now,
Yeah.
given how skinny some of the Queensland sides have been, so like some of those Queensland sides, that one where they beat us with the worst side ever, like that side stunk. Brenko Lee was in that side, no offense. But
And
you know what I
Hedrick.
mean? And Hedrick Lee.
No, just Corey
Quigley.
Allen. Corey Allen as well, who can't even get a start.
Corey
with
Allen
the
can't even
Roosters.
start in the NRL.
Like, no offense. Obviously, there's no offense intended, but you know what I mean. They're all at the Dolphins now, those guys.
Yeah.
Except Corey Allen. But
Who's at the Roosters? Reserve grade. No disrespect.
no disrespect. We're just telling it how it is. And the fact that we lost that series and have lost subsequent series is not good enough.
Are they 2 on the trot, Queensland?
No. We won the one before that one.
So they won the COVID series, which was the worst series team.
They
of all
won
time.
2020. We won 2021. They won 2022. If memory serves.
Yeah, Brad Fittler's 8 wins and 7 losses in his Origin coaching career.
Right.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
That's fucked
That's
up.
what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's fucking not
With
good.
that side.
8 games, 7 losses.
And
with
not
that
one
side.
No. 8 wins and 7 losses.
Yeah.
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 Sorry. 8 wins, 7 losses is not good enough.
No.
A pinch above 50%? No.
Nah.
Not good enough. And so what? We won 2 in a row, then lost. Did we?
Yeah,
How many?
so-
How many series? What's his series record?
Series, he's 3 and 2.
That should be 5-0. We all know that.
Yeah.
We all know it.
Especially the fucking COVID series. But it seems like any time we don't have Tommy and Trell, we lose because they've never lost a series.
Now I'm getting confused. Did we lose?
Pretty
Because
sure.
I didn't. What was the COVID? Didn't we win the COVID series? Fucking, we won 2 games up in Queensland. When was that?
That was 2021.
That was 2021.
Yeah, COVID was around for like a while, bro. We won 18, 19, they won 20, we won 21, they won 22.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
My mind again.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go
Off with
through
the
the
series.
ones before that as well?
Nah.
You sure?
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
You're
Shut the fuck up.
you're
You've
from
never
New South
been to
Wales.
Queensland,
You've never
mate.
been. You're from New South Wales.
Stop annoying
Go
me.
for Melbourne. You're a fucking idiot. So we need to win. Or Frederico.
Or there's the door bra, Freddie. Fred, not again.
Fred, not again. Fred, no more.
And listen,
If we win, it's Fred again.
if we win, it's Fred again. Fred, you the man,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
If you win. But I will say this, and I'm going to barrel the camera. If you don't pick Jake Trbojevic, you can fuck off now.
Yep.
Because we will not win without him. So if you know that, and you pick him in the first game, and the second, and the third, and you give us a sniff,
Yeah.
then we can talk about going Fred again.
Not
That's
until
fair?
then.
Not until then.
Fred again.
We cool, bro?
You're right.
Put your shoes back on.
Shoes on. Earthing's done, dude.
It's over.
Earthing's done.
That was woo-woo COVID shit.
It was good for the time, right? It was good for the time, but now we're back to shoes on, culture's moved forward.
Exactly. It's like, I've got a bad back. You're going to try acupuncture.
Yeah.
But then you're going to realize pretty fucking quick it doesn't work.
It's a complete load of shit.
Like, no, putting a fucking, pin in my back won't fix my herniated disc.
No.
So
Now, Steph loves it. I went in there, they stuck needles into my ass cheeks and into my feet, and it did absolutely nothing. I was sitting there with needles in my ass, and I'm going, this is dumb.
the time for acupuncture and, by extension, earthing of the soles of the feet is now over.
Yeah.
It's now business
We're
time.
going back into a more conservative, conventional rugby league approach, which is toughness, toxic masculinity, drinking, and fighting.
And tape.
And tape.
Tape your boots up.
Yeah. Tape your boots up, socks up.
Socks up. Tape your socks up.
Tape your socks up.
Tape your boots
Garters
up.
if you need to. Tape your boots up. Let's be toxically masculine.
Let's just get blue mouth guards, uniform, no
Yeah.
names, no tricolours, no bullshit.
spitting,
Uniformity.
punching, fighting, drinking,
Rootin'. Tootin'.
yeah, kabootin'. That's
Snorting, growling, howling, prowling.
really, yeah.
That's what we need again. That should be the fucking mantra for Origin this year.
Snorting, growling,
Growling,
howling,
howling,
prowling.
prowling.
It really should. I'm prepared to loan that out.
Listen, New South Wales Rugby League, Tom and I, through the goodness of our heart and for the goodness of the state,
Yeah.
are happy to lend that out. Tell the boys this. Go out there and snort and howl and growl and prowl, and you'll get that dub.
Yeah. You got the order of the words wrong there, but that's okay.
Snort and growl and howl and prowl.
Yeah.
It's because I changed the way I'd said it, and it fucked me.
And you changed the timbre, or is it not the timbre, the cadence?
The tanger, right?
Cadence. So we're happy to announce 2023 New South Wales official tagline, mantra, and motto: snort and growl and howl and prowl. That's what we need to. That's how we need to play our rugby league.
Are we getting shirts made with snorting, growl, and howl and prowl and New South Wales 13 plus on it?
Certainly might be a jumper in this colour that has snort and growl and howl and prowl on there. I can't rule that out. New South Wales. And I swear to God, I hope there's no more fucking we all bleed blue bullshit.
They've surely parked that. I think surely Star paid for that, right? Because no one.
No, of course they do. It's part of the sponsorship.
Well, without huge amounts of
Allegedly, I
cash,
don't
without
know.
huge amounts of cash, you'd never okay that song.
No.
I'd like to think that that's been seen out, that obligation.
Poo-pooed. We've. Oh, okay. Just the contracts come up.
Yeah, contracts come up. Time for us to sweep in.
Jack Whiten apparently retiring from rep footy. Interesting. I guess he knows. Yeah, I guess he knows he's not going to be a starter, right? He's going to be a 14 or something. And I wonder whether it's part of the Raiders going, we'll give you 1.4 if you stop playing rep footy.
How old is he?
30.
Okay, well, that's interesting. That's fucking toss things up a bit.
Not really. Nico. Bang. Burton. Shit. I mean, the duffel bags are still swollen beyond belief.
People talking about Dylan Walker after he's had a few good games.
Dill's good.
Dill, yeah, nah.
No. Love Dill.
He's been there.
Love Dill. Well, listen, he's
a rung below in my mind.
yeah. Look, if needed, he'd do a job, but we don't need him.
No.
Who's suggesting that, by the way? Warriors fans.
There's a bunch of articles on Fox and all that.
Really? He has been good,
that
and he
calls
is a
again?
great 14. Staff writers probably.
Yeah.
So what are we going to sing?
We all bleed blue. It's a song from. It's about New South Wales.
Don't sing that.
Okay, I won't. Just quickly before we do move on to some more rugby league, I ran 8Ks yesterday. Whatever.
Good for you.
Just trot it out.
My brother ran a half marathon. Guess what time he did? Guess what splits he did for the half?
Fuck, it's the threes? Is he in the threes? Don't tell me he's in the threes.
4:15s.
Jesus Christ.
1 hour and a half.
Really?
Yeah. That's quick.
Dude.
And then his mate, who doesn't really train, did an hour 36. You know those fucking guys that just piss you off with their athleticism?
Sort of like me, how I didn't train for the marathon and then I just did one.
Yep. And you almost got swept off the course. So he would have just not trained for one and did it in like 4 hours. Do you know what I mean? You said
I didn't get swept off the course.
without Jeff, now a Baggy Green member, because of it, you would have got swept off the course.
Jeff Athletic. Bro, I wouldn't have been swept. I would have swept myself off the course.
Same thing.
I would have been dead. Well, because I needed someone to stretch me. Fish looked good against the Rabbitohs until they didn't.
They look good in the first half, but the Rabbitohs do that. They just after a certain amount of time, they just put the foot on the fucking throat and they rip in. So, like, 44, 48, 62, 64, 60, like, just came out and humped.
Yeah.
They look pretty good in the first half, though.
14-6 first half.
That Kenny Bromwich sin bin, though, kind of turned the game a bit.
Yeah, it was dumb. It was dumb.
But they were already rolling.
It was dumb.
They were already rolling.
Let's move on. I don't want to talk too much about that game. Sharks, Roosters. Now, Rando, every stat under the sun said the Sharks weren't gonna win, but they did.
Tom and I, listen, so his stat, punters and dribbles, was basically that the Sharks only win a third of their games against the Roosters. To which I would say, that's still
Three
not like...
sin bins for the Roosters. Victor Radley got sin bin again?
Well, 78th minute.
It doesn't matter. The guy just lives in the bin.
It was like I don't know if you saw it. It was literally just a time-wasting one. Like, it was,
okay.
it was a flop on the tackle.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what are you doing?
You get that on the big jobs. Look, I also don't want it to us to. It is not Rando's fault that none of my bets got up. But sometimes when you're angry and you're upset, you lash out at the people you love, and this is one of those moments.
Well, you're just merely saying Rando's stat didn't get up, neither did your bet, and you're just blaming him.
Yes.
It's essentially
That's essentially what I'm
doing.
saying. Let's move on, though. I don't know. Is there anything about this game
Other
particularly?
than Nico Hines being an
Nico
absolute
Hines being
freak.
superly hot. Manly won, Dave. Your team didn't. Sucked in. And
Now,
also sucked into Christian Welsh.
With the
Friend of the
Cowboys,
show.
like, when are we going to start admitting that I was right?
That you were right.
Yep.
Okay, what is it? How is this a you thing?
I didn't like them. I said after like the first 2 rounds, I go, no, line through 'em.
I think that was everyone because they'd lost the games.
No. Early in the season. Go
Yeah,
line
okay.
through 'em.
Well, I think they'd lost like.
All I'm saying is
They were
there's
playing badly.
there's
so of
genius
course
in me.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. What I'd say is this, and I don't want to be Dr. Neg, right? Because I'm not. Thomas William George Neggingham. I'm not.
You can be a neg.
I can be.
You got neg in you. Heaps of it.
Can you just look at the teams the Warriors have
Do
played
you know what I
this
mean?
year? Who are the teams the Warriors have played this year? Because
Seems like the
They beat the
Warriors-
Sharks.
Well, they've beaten the Cowboys twice.
They beat the
So-
Sharks.
Cowboys suck.
Sharks.
First round, they beat-
Sharks is one where you come back. To me, the Sharks one is...
They came back at home.
The Sharks lost that game more than the Warriors won it. You give up a 20-point lead to me. That is, it's a great fucking win. I'm just saying that the Warriors are like people are talking about them. It's too early in the season to be sucking off the Warriors because of the Warriors' history. I love the Wars. I am Team Wars. I'm up the Wars. Adam Fanua-Blake, Manly
Are you
boy.
up the Wazoo?
I am. Dylan Walker, Manly boy. Sean Johnson probably had some affiliation to
Blake,
Manly back in the
Manly
day. I
boy.
said that already.
Didn't hear you.
Yeah, I know you didn't. But it's just you can't trust the Warriors yet. It's too early on. They look good early season.
Did you see
early
that?
doors.
Did you see that Cossey try that Montoya set up?
Yeah, I did.
Fuck, it was hot.
I needed Montoya to score.
so did
I
I.
was, a little
I was
upset.
like, why don't you hold on to that
yeah,
ball,
yeah, yeah.
son?
Go yourself. Go
I didn't
yourself.
realise he was in the centres that
Go
week
yourself.
either.
Look, they lost to the Knights. Now the Knights aren't, and the Knights. That's
Mate,
actually
the Knights are going pretty
Knights
well.
aren't too bad.
Not too bad. They're going pretty.
I hate the Knights, Eddie, so I won't be sucking them off, and you will.
But you can. But listen, we're allowed to hate him and admit they're going all right.
Yeah, they are. They're going all right.
There's a heap of fucking teams I hate, and I can still sit here and say they're going all right.
different. So, what was the first round? Go to their first game. Beat the Knights. There you go. The next one, Roosters. They
Hang
were
on,
in
have
that
they
game.
played? Have they played the Knights twice and the Cowboys twice already?
Yes.
Stupid.
See, like, I'm sorry, but that's just poor scheduling.
Yeah, it is. But
Why can't we like the Premier League say break the season up into you play everyone once and then if you have to play more teams, you play them again after the first block.
it'd probably be something about day, like maybe it's a type of sport where you need more days rest and different teams play. You know what I mean? Like just trying to schedule it out.
And I think
Doesn't
with,
make any sense.
with
Well,
this season throwing the
trying.
17th team in the
It
bye.
makes no
Are
sense
you sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay, why is that?
because you go everyone play everyone first. That's it, done. Move on. Then we go again.
Right, but what I'm saying is the way that you segment a week of rugby league, it might be difficult because you're going, well, this team played on Sunday and this team played on fucking Friday, but now we're going to try and get them to play on Thursday because they've got to play each other. Like, oh, this team gets fucking 12 days off. This team gets 4 days off.
So you're telling me that if everyone played each other once, it couldn't happen, couldn't be done.
I'm saying that maybe
Impossible.
there'd have to be methods. There'd have to be a reason, right?
It's laziness.
You know, is that what you think it is? Laziness? Yeah. Okay. Well, what we're going to do once we finish here, everyone, is pause every bit of work we have, and Eddie is going to go and work on a draw.
Do you know how they do it? It's automated. They buy a system over the seas, and you can put in the functions you want. You can go. You could say to the fucking algorithm that they pay for overseas, not some dickhead sitting down with bits of paper in an office, mate. It's a fucking model, and you could go. Don't have everyone play each other until they've fucking played each other once.
Right, and then you'd also need to have each team needs a minimum of 5 days off
I can
between
guarantee
games.
you could do it.
Okay, well, Eddie's going to work that out. He's going to build the system, and he's going to make that happen. We're excited for it. We're excited for it.
Do you honestly think that can't happen? Is that
I'm
what you're
saying-
honestly telling me?
I'm saying
because that is
that-
absurd.
I'm saying that I don't think that they should be playing 2 teams twice in the first 8 rounds. I'm with you there. And I don't think
and
that
you
needs
reckon
to
that's
happen.
like they had to do that?
No, I don't think they had to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it would necessarily be easy to go, everyone play each other once, now we go again. Do it again. That's what I don't think.
I reckon it would.
Yeah, I know you do. But
Because
what I'm saying,
what you're saying, by extension, what you're saying is if we only played everyone once and that was it, if there was fucking 24 teams, say, and we just played each other once and moved on, you're saying that the season couldn't exist. Is that
no,
what
it's
you're
not
telling
what
me?
I'm saying.
Well, what are you saying?
I'm saying that there is obviously some difficulty or pain point that there would be that means that you can't do it the way you're talking about. Because if you could,
I
they would.
reckon they're probably trying to create like a rivalry thing. like we play them again soon. Like we want to get one back on them.
Well, that's maybe true, but you're just saying that, so it's not something that you can necessarily put too much weight behind.
Whereas you're just saying it can't be done. That's
No, what I'm saying is that I would not be shocked.
What do you think, punters and dribblers? Because we're just going around.
Well, you didn't even you just cut me off.
No, I know.
No,
what are you going to say? You're going to say the same thing.
Right. Well, you asked me and then you cut me off.
I'm saying let's ask the punter and the dribbler.
Yeah, right.
You're just going to say the same thing.
Well, right. But if you ask me, well, what do you think? And then I start saying it and you cut me off.
Because I already know what you're going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
You said there's pain points. You've already said it.
Yeah, so I would say that
so you're repeating it again.
Potentially reasons. Why'd you ask then?
I didn't.
Now,
you just went to repeat
No, you did. You said, well, what's yours? And then I went to repeat it again.
But I realized.
Well, yeah, exactly. What I'm saying here is, with the Warriors, which is how this started and why I'm not high on their own supply yet, is because of this run. They've played the Knights twice. They've played the Cowboys twice. They lost to the Roosters, who are a good side. They just beat the Bulldogs. Yes, they came back against the Sharks, which is comfortably their best performance. But that, to me, is a Sharks fuck-up because you were 20-4 up.
I don't think the Wars will be in the top 4.
I don't think that. I wouldn't be shocked if they're not in the top 8. They play the Storm this Friday. Let's see how. Huh?
No,
next.
That's the Anzac game.
Next Tuesday.
I don't think they've got a good record in that game. Or do they?
Yeah, Anzac
No,
Day.
I
I think they do actually. Maybe
No,
they
they
do
do.
have it. It's one or the other.
They
Obviously.
do have
They have
a
a good record against the Storm.
yeah. For a while, they were our bogey team, like that 2011 prelim final. They got us with
Yeah.
Sean Johnson. and a few
Once
other
they beat
games.
you in that,
So
we all knew that we were on the
if you
grand
don't
final.
believe in the Warriors, you'd be on the Storm in that game. But you don't know what you're talking about this season. So
No, I
maybe
don't.
you should be on the Warriors.
Yeah, I know, dude, but
You need to do the opposite this week. That's what you should do. Just do the opposite. Like whoever comes into your mind first, right? Pick the opposite of that player.
Yeah,
So if you think on Montoya, go Cossie.
I also don't. I don't need. Now you're in my mind, right? And like
What?
in my gambling mind, not my mind, my gambling mind, and like I need to try and work out.
Okay, well you work that out.
But I do. I respect where you're coming from.
Well, it seems logical to me.
To do the illogical
It's like
thing.
George Costanza, right? He does the opposite because his life had been such a fucking complete failure. He starts doing the opposite of what he'd usually do. Lands a job at the Yankees, gets a hot bird. Like, maybe that's you. Maybe you're
that's what I
George
gotta do.
Costanza.
Maybe am I the George Costanza of punting? I hope not.
But he turns it around.
Can I turn it around? Look, I've got 48 hours to consider my options as it stands to about even and punting because right now I'm in some deep, deep shit. But Warriors, I don't trust you yet. Sorry, I don't.
But look at
I actually forgot that next Tuesday, sorry to cut you off, Dave. No, it was your birthday yesterday. But Anzac Day is next Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday or Monday?
Tuesday. So we come in and record and then we have Tuesday off
Yeah.
to rip and tear.
To rip and tear.
On behalf of the Anzacs.
What do we record Monday? For Tuesday. Oh, the footy will be on.
No, we get in Monday, give the people what they want on a Monday, and then Tuesday we do a Tuesday.
But so is Monday
Monday is just a day. Just
it is a
normal
day?
Just a normal day.
It's a normal day. Okay.
There's no footy on Monday. It's just the normal games. There's 6 games, and then there's Monday off, and then there's 2 on Tuesday.
But what I mean is Monday a public holiday?
No,
Okay.
just Tuesday. And also, fun fact, punters and dribblers, if Anzac Day's on the weekend, you don't get a day off the next week.
Really?
Yeah. It's
That's some bullshit.
It's only public holiday where that's the case.
That's some bullshit.
But I love the Anzac Day games
I love Anzac Day.
and the games.
I wouldn't mind going for a rip next Tuesday on Anzac Day.
I think we'll go for one.
Yeah. Let's go for a rip.
We should go for a
We
rip.
should go for a rip. I'm just going to pencil that in Steph's diary.
Put it in her diary.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm going to sneak into
You
her.
can put it in mine as well if you want. Rip with Eddie.
Yeah, I
Or rip
will.
with Tom.
What do we? Yeah. What's Ella doing?
She'll be around for a rip.
Because maybe we pencil. Oh, look, I'll pencil into her Steph's diary. Tom ripping with Eddie. Now, if she then wants to go and pencil into her mother's diary or someone else's diary, Steph would like to rip with Tom and Eddie and Ella.
Yep. Then we rip together.
We rip together. But most importantly, you and I rip.
Well, I will be ripping.
Yeah, but ipso facto, I need to rip with you.
Sure.
Let's move on.
I'm on the Wars on Tuesday. I've just made up my mind.
Yes.
I'm back on the Wars.
Yeah, I know. And I.
Because you know why? Because when you get humped by a brave side, you can't just bounce back. You can't bounce back after bravery. It's like a big weekend on the piss.
Why is who was out? Because Meaney. Is Meaney back?
But yeah, he'll be back. That was just concussion.
Because Munster at fullback was also, he did fuck all, and that was Manly's genius keeping him out of the game. Obviously, Cherry Evans turbo.
That was our third string fullback. Sorry.
Yeah, he sucks.
Is Pappenhausen going to play again?
Yeah. He's back running. I don't know if he's full contact training yet, but he's back in training. But I think how good Nick Meaney's going at the moment means there's no huge rush to bring back Pappenhausen.
I've broken my patella before, and it's one of the great cunts all time.
Your knees never come good.
No, I've also never done anything to really help it. But
No, you're also overweight, but I get your point.
and I'm not professional in any sense, right? I'm overweight. I'm professional.
But I tell you what, Nick Meaney's doing a job.
Kid's doing a job.
Nick Meaney is doing a job.
But he's not doing like a Pappenhausen job where it's like, oh, this guy is fucking Clive Church, Origin
But has
potential.
Meaney got he just reminds me of the ghost Dylan Edwards. I don't know why.
No way.
No, but he's in the sense that he's just tracking nicely.
Yes.
Dylan was invisible for ages.
How
and then
old
he
is
just
Nick Meaney?
tracked.
Not to get back on
I'm going to
his
say
road.
Nick Meaney is
25,
24.
27.
He is 25, turning 26 this year.
There you go.
Fuck, he's like the same age as me.
Mate, when you realise that everyone's younger than you, like Tom and I have,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you just move on with your life.
Dude, well,
Because I still see people like Jesse Bromwich, and I'm like, he must be like, I look at him like my own father.
yeah, same.
And I'm pretty sure I'm older than him.
Yeah, if I like meet NRL players, I'm like, oh, this guy's my dad. And it's like, oh no, he's 28.
Like Isaiah, yeah, I'm like,
That guy's my dad.
that's my uncle there.
That's definitely Uncle Isaiah.
That's Uncle Isaiah.
Yeah.
He used to give me beers when I was younger.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like 24.
Yeah.
25. Well, I think he's a bit older.
No, he's a
26?
bit older now.
26.
26, 27. But he's my
Isaiah.
dad.
Isaiah.
Still Uncle Isaiah.
Yeah.
Isaiah's 28.
Exactly, dude. That means
Exactly.
fucking-
Still Uncle Isaiah.
Yeah.
I will just point out, Warriors have not beaten the Storm since 2015. And in that time, there's been 2 50-point wins, a 70-point win.
No, give me that
and
Anzac Day
40s.
record.
No, that's good though. That's
It's a
good.
different-
And Anzac Day, they beat us in 2014.
Yep. Is that it?
And
Oh, so it's not. It's completely one-sided. Why did I think that?
I think it's
and
just
in
that
2011.
the Storm have been so dominant for the last 400 years that it's just like the Warriors have been one of those teams that seems to have at least, like got wins over them. There'd be some teams in the NRL where it's like, oh, they haven't beaten the Storm since fucking 2003 or once in like 20 years, whereas the Warriors have knocked them off a couple of times. Also to get into the grand final, which when that happened,
2011.
you, I, George Rose, everyone knew that Manly basically, they were engraving Manly on the premiership. The
George
moment.
Rose.
George Rose, exactly.
Storm legend, George Rose.
Anyway,
South's never won in Melbourne.
exactly. Get back to the NRL.
Haven't they?
Get back to the games. Yeah, Raiders as well as someone that like to fuck you guys up.
Raiders, yeah, because they beat us in the finals game last season. They knocked us out. That wasn't fun.
Knights, Panthers.
Panthers. Now, Jerome Luai, Tyson Frizzell. This was a fucking hectic game. Like, this was a real multi-fucker, or it was looking like it. But Manly had already done that for most people, I assume. I thought that the fucking Panthers were going to win this one.
Well, they did.
They did win.
Sorry, the Knights. When it was just these early tries, you're like, Jesus Christ, dude, this is.
Well, mate, they were all over him.
They were all over him. And it was clearly just you could just see like, oh, this was just like a Penrith game where Penrith are off to kept dropping the ball and shit. Like, your Crichtons of the world, like their good players were just fucking up.
They were just a little bit off.
Yeah.
But fucking Nathan Cleary, 77, 80th minute field goal.
So good, dude. His drop goals are so fucking, he's just on.
He's on one now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he's just... Where's he going to be in 4 years?
Well,
5 years? Like,
listen,
it
I'm
could be-
excited to see him fucking absolutely dominate in Origin this year.
Well, listen, this is his year to just go, yo, my season.
Yeah.
My series,
My
rather.
series.
Munster, you've had a couple of series. This is my
Yeah,
series.
Daddy's series.
This is Daddy's series.
He's going to
Now-
come and get the whatever, is it the Wally Lewis medal for the best in the series?
Yes, it is. And Brad Fittler for New South Wales specifically, but Wally Lewis for both.
It
teams.
it does kind of annoy me that the player of the series is Wally Lewis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it should be like some like almost agnostic. Is it agnostic? Is that the word I'm looking for? Fucking not
Like impartial?
impartial award.
But what, do you give it to a Kiwi then? Like,
No,
if you
what I
name it
mean
after
is
a
you
Kiwi?
don't know, but like
You could say the same thing about Clive Churchill being a Bunnies player.
Give it to the Ray Warren. Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's 16 teams. Like, it's not fucking, you know?
I know. I listen. The king of Origin, Wally Lewis, who is like like this, like almost like deity up in Queensland. Demigod. It's a little on the nose, sure, but you give the Queenslanders keep them interested.
Give them scraps.
Keep them interested.
Yeah.
That's why we let them win all the time. Because if we humped them, if we won eight in a row, Origin would be over.
Do you know what Queenslanders don't realise?
It'd be over.
But do you know what Queenslanders don't realise? And this is, I'm just going to tell it to them. Like, it doesn't really matter. They are New South Wales chickens in our chicken coop, right? Queensland is our chicken coop, and we just go in there and we throw them scraps every once in a while and go, shut up and eat the scraps. And just keep, you know what I mean? Like, we come to you when we need you for eggs and shit, or if we need to kill you for food.
Well put.
You know what I mean?
Well put.
Don't you reckon?
Yeah.
It's just a huge chicken coop. Keep all the fucking Queenslanders in there.
Yeah. And just feed them scraps.
Yeah.
Which is Origin wins.
Which is Origin wins, or like you can have a Wally Lewis medal.
Yeah. Just keep you happy.
Yeah. When COVID hit, right?
And then when
play
they
all our
go-
games up there.
and
All
then-
right, well, now can we have the grand
Yeah, that's
final?
fine.
Nah.
Because they don't realise they're in a New South Wales coop.
No.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. They don't understand. It's like Truman Show shit where you didn't realise. Now you realise. You can't get out, but like now you realise.
Yeah. It's like us being in a simulation and realising, but then you go, well, I'm in a simulation, let me out. No.
No.
You're stuck in
You're
it.
stuck.
So then really nothing changes.
No,
does it?
well, like, I mean, just
So
to-
even though you're in a coop getting fed scraps, which is Origin wins and Wally Lewis medals, you're still in a coop
you're still in a coop.
and we're still using you for eggs
Yeah.
and flesh.
Yeah. And feathers.
Yes.
Pillows and shit.
Correct.
Not the done thing these days.
Chicken feather. You use like
Duck?
Yeah, duck. And,
Goose?
No, there's another bird, high end.
Goose down?
Goose down. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm thinking of goose
It's
down.
goose
Well, that's a
down.
goose.
Yeah, it is a goose. We don't. That's not. You don't get Queenslanders aren't goose down, bro. They're chicken feathers.
Thoughts on Lua's long hair?
Okay. Put it up or cut it off, or just like if it gets pulled, then tough titties. Like if it's, I like it in the sense that if it's below the fucking, if it's below the collar.
I would say this, and I'm happy to be stood corrected, but I believe the female players all have it up. They don't play with it out.
No, they do that. I think they all have it like ponied and shit.
They don't have it out and about.
No, they usually have it like almost Masvidal'd, where it's like
That's what I mean.
plaited and braided.
I
and-
reckon if you're going to play with it out, you can swing it around. That's what I reckon. I reckon you can Brett Hodge someone if they've got it out.
Well, that's what Gordy was like. Gordy was like, if Brett Hodgson had fucking long hair, I would have been dragging the cunt out by
That's
his
what
hair.
I'm saying.
Because I was going for the back of his jersey and there's hair there. Like, what do you want me to do?
I reckon that's play on. Either play with it up or chop it off. Otherwise, risk getting Brett Hodgson's,
Yeah.
who's now Australia's defence coach. Work that out. Don't know how that happened.
Wallabies?
Wallabies.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. No, I think it's actually very reasonable. Like, and it's nothing on, I don't think fucking Luai's got anything to answer for here in the sense that I don't think it's just how he was wearing his fucking long hair. But if you're going to get a penalty for it, then it becomes bullshit. So it's like, do whatever you want. But I actually don't think you should be able to have it out, though, because then you find yourself in a position where the referee's like, oh, did he grab him above the fucking neckline?
Mate, if Rapunzel was playing, right? Rapunzel let down your hair.
Yeah. I know her.
Her hair would be as long as a fucking football field. You know what I mean?
Well, Rapunzel would have to cut it off.
Or wrap it up.
Yeah, but that'd be on her. That's a lot of hair.
Wrap it up your body. I don't care. All I'm saying is, what, you're going to give a penalty away for stepping on the back of her hair? I don't think so.
No, but what I'm saying is that much like in school where it was like your hair can't go down to your collar or whatever the fuck it was, if it's above the collar, you can't grab it. But if it's below the collar, it's play on. What I'm saying,
Which is why Rapunzel would have been in trouble.
she would have been in huge trouble, dude.
But what I'm
she
saying
probably
is,
wouldn't have got a contract in the
but
NRL.
based on the penalty on the weekend, I'm saying that Rapunzel would have got she would have got so many penalties for her side. Even if she couldn't play footy, you'd put her in the
you'd
side
put her in the
because you
side.
get so many penalties.
Yeah, you would.
You get a penalty every second, just
Yeah.
about. There'd be blokes running all over her fucking hair constantly.
Yeah. Well, she'd be the most, not penalised. She would receive more penalties than anyone else in the game.
Anyone else in the game, she wouldn't even know how to. You wouldn't even needed a tackle. Just have her on the field, throw her the penalty.
Penalty try.
So, unless you want to go down that Rapunzel rabbit hole, wrap it up, cut it off, fucking shut up.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
But I think that the rule should be, like, I mean, I guess you can't really have it above the hairline, but it's like if it goes below what I'm trying to work out is, right, you can't necessarily, what are you going to put it up in a fucking bob? Like, how do you, Valerie, who's that chick?
Have you heard of a bun?
Amy Winehouse beehive.
Amy Winehouse
You
beehive.
put it in a bun. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I guess so. But like, she couldn't just pony that shit because the girls don't have buns. The girls have like plaits. Some may have buns, but they just plait
Mate,
it out.
I don't have a big problem with like plaiting it up and just having like a bit, because it's like a bit, it's just a thicker ratty, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like if you want to risk having your ratty ripped off, that's fine. Like if you want it ripped off at the fucking base of your skull,
Yeah. Accidentally.
yeah, but bleeding and fucking missing half your bloody neck, that's on you. That's rugby league,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. George Smith used to have his dreads ripped out all the time.
That's what I'm saying. But he didn't give a fuck. He was hard as fucking steel.
He was tough as nails.
I think that there just needs to be some sort of long hair waiver where you just go, listen, if it gets grabbed and I get ragdolled, I get breaded, it is what it is. If half my neck's ripped off because I've got a big thick ratty, it is what it is.
But you can't, I don't think you can do the luai hair. Like you need to get that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Get it together.
Yeah.
Get it together.
Plait that shit.
And
up.
if you don't want to risk getting it ripped out, bun it up, baby.
Or shave it off.
Like you're going to a wedding, bun it up.
Yeah.
Or top knot it. If you've got the guthos about you.
Gutho had it cut, I think. He knocked off the toppy.
Good.
Unlucky Newcastle, but not surprising that you lost. Now, if you see the Broncos scoring 43 rugby league points and Stags doesn't get over, you would consider yourself unlucky. That's all I'll say.
Good to see the hot boys get up.
Yep.
Ricky,
Walshy, Curdy Capes, Ezzy, Selly.
Well, I had Ricky Farnworth and fucking Reece Walsh. Bang, bang, bang. 1, 2, 3. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. That's literally the first three try scorers. Bush, bush, bush.
Well,
For the Broncos.
yeah.
For the Broncos.
Yeah.
Broncos are hot. Titans are not. Like, I don't, like, what do you want me to
Yeah,
do you want me to
there's
sit
nothing.
here and, do you want me to sit here and go, well, you know, tenor board, could have, like, it's just, you know.
No.
Oh, did you see that Titans Instagram video of them singing?
Singing what?
Oh, Lady Gaga.
What does that have to do with the price of fish?
Oh, we were just talking about Titans, and I remember seeing this the other day, and it is one of the strangest / weirdly funny things. Can you guys see this?
Yep. All right, Dave, what do you got?
Yeah. Well, the Gold Coast Titans, you know, performance on the field might not be great, but performance off the field, you can be the judge of that. Have you got the sound there, Tommy?
Caught in a bad romance.
Yeah, I've seen the Inspired Boys do this.
I'm not doing it.
What are you sitting there for, Verrills, you dog?
Caught in a bad romance. Go team. Caught in a bad romance.
This is pathetic.
They're
In terms of execution.
Yeah. They're just shitting themselves. I want Verrills to go now.
That was awful. Verrills. Oh my God.
Fuck, Verrills follically gifted though. Look at that hair.
Yeah, dude. That's about it.
Yeah. Look, you're meant to not laugh. They didn't handle that one too well, did they?
No, they didn't.
They seem like good boys though.
They seem like great boys. Little bit camera shy. Obviously, shy their voices.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
get that.
Giggly.
They're a bit giggly,
Cute and giggly.
But in terms of execution, I would give that a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, Sunday Poo Slingers, the Milk defeat the Dragons. Sure.
Mad Dragons G-Up video this week was the best I've ever seen. It was unfucking. But like the creativity, Tom.
Bro.
The creativity.
I didn't realize Fungi scored, so I was actually just
You were
Jackie Boy whiting away.
No, I was a Hopawati away.
And we're also an Emre Gula away from our Turkish bread.
We were.
Anyway. Yeah, I don't care about this game.
No, couldn't give a fuck.
Huddy Young's try was dope. Huddy Young kick and play. Pretty
Huddy
sure
Young's
he's
a beast.
another player in Newcastle didn't identify as a talent.
Yeah, he's from Maitland.
Yeah.
Dreamed of playing for the Knights. And they go, who are you, mate? He
Yeah.
goes, well, I can play footy. And they go, well, we're not interested.
Yeah. Pretty sure Tup in there used to play for
Knights
The
not
Knights
interested
as well.
in people who can play league. A lot of fucking talent coming out of the Hunt.
Hosking.
Exactly. A lot of young talent coming out of the Hunter region that the Knights not interested in.
No.
Just flat out not
Flat out
interested.
not interested. But I tell you what, I do. The Knights are playing tough rugby league this year. I know
How
we're
tough?
going back. Tough.
Uncompromising?
Yeah, it seems like it. Tough.
But tough, uncompromising.
Tough, uncompromising rugby league.
Yeah.
I like Tyson Gamble.
Responsibly?
Gamble responsibly. I said it. I like him. I like him.
I like that you like him because I like him. So that means we both like
Yeah,
him.
we both like him. I hate the Knights though.
Hate the Knights. Don't mind Tyson Gamble responsibly. Is Callum Ponga back next week?
I think he is. Yeah, I saw him talking. He
I've
is.
got vibes. I've got
Yeah.
vibes about him being back
Which
next
is
week.
good.
We wish
Now-
our boy Callum all the best.
Welcome back, KP. And then we have obviously the Eels humping the Dogs. Dogs got so many fucking injuries. Pensini. Now this is my fault. I need to apologise to you. I need to apologise to Dave and to Tobler. I need to apologise to both Sebo and
It would have been a
Rando.
nice birthday present for our boy.
It would have been Seb and Rando, and to the About Even and Punters and Dribblers community generally. Will Penasini started following us on Instagram yesterday pre-game, and I didn't get on him, and I didn't let anyone know. First try scorer. It was just it was there. It was there.
Walk me through that.
Listen, you know I've had some things distracting me of late. I think that's all I can put it down to. I've had my mind.
You have.
my mind has not been.
In fairness to you,
My mind has not been.
Look, doesn't mean I'm not disappointed.
No, and I'm not. And
Doesn't mean I'm not upset
I'm
about it.
disappointed in myself.
But I do understand.
I'm not asking for any special treatment, but that is not and this isn't the excuse. It's the reason.
You'll get forgiveness from me.
Thank you. I appreciate that, but I'm not asking for it. I'm not looking for
You'll get it for me given current circumstances.
Yeah.
But I am fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
Because Will Penasini is my lover
Yeah, he's your guy.
that we occasionally have threesomes with, and for you to not tell me that he's now following us,
Yeah.
obviously reeks of a first try scorer,
So
an
is Payne
FTS,
Haas. Whatever. No big deal. So is Payne Haas.
is disappointing. But the Dogs, are we all comfortable with saying the Dogs not much chop this year?
Well, dude, they got so many injuries.
But they would grind out into like the top half of the bottom.
Oh yeah, no, they
and
won't
then that'll
do
be it.
anything. Yeah, but that's. I think that's a lot to do with the amount of injuries they've got. Like, I feel bad for them in that.
Go to their side on the
They're
weekend.
actually pretty fucking. I like the way they play. Karaz now injured. He's now out.
Avarillo, Alamodi,
their backs are
Ockenbaugh,
sort of-
Burton,
Alamodi's good.
Kyle Flanagan.
Well, now with Kiraz gone, that's both their starting wingers.
Yeah.
Jacob
Kira.
Kira is a beast as well. Scores a lot of tries.
Yeah, well, he's out now, so that's
that's
good.
tough. Max King, Reed Marnie,
Tavita Pango Jr.
Jake
Preston's
Preston.
good. Corey, former Manly boy. You've also got fucking Viliami out. Their forwards have been fucking decimated, I'm pretty sure. Anyway,
And no Billy Kicks.
no Billy Kicks, no Billy Kicks. Big Billy Kicks, big Billy Kicks.
Wow. Okay,
I didn't
so
realise the
they've-
pectoral muscle took that long to recover.
Yeah, bro.
The old
Pretty sure
pec's
Tommy
a bit
did
of a
one.
fucking...
So is this... Dude, look at this injury list.
Okay.
Braden Burns, Fa'amanu Brown, Andrew Davey, Craig Davey fame, Jacob Kiraz, Chris Patolo, Franklin Pele, Josh Adokar, Luke Thompson, Viliami Kikau, Bailey Bondiodo, Jake Avarillo.
That's quite a fucking list.
Now go down. Who have the Cowboys got? McLean, Shibasaki, Lukey, Tamalolo, Griffin Neem, Leilua. Yeah, Luciano hasn't played all year, has he?
No.
Says he's been stood down. What was?
Oh, didn't he?
Yeah. I think he got like a Demezi accusation.
There's something like that.
Taumau might be end of his fucking career because he's out for the season, I'm pretty sure.
How many weeks was Kafusi suspended for?
4. So he's back this week.
But I don't remember him playing the first full round.
No, he did. He was snapping cunts. But so the Dolphins, the Fisher got a few out as well, which makes it even more impressive. Felice, Tessie New, Jared Wallace, Sean O'Sullivan. Oh, he did peck. Fuck, he's not till round 17. Shit. Harrison,
I actually didn't notice that.
I didn't know. I knew he was injured. I didn't know it was that long.
I didn't know it was a pectoral to around 17.
Harrison Graham, Anthony Milford, Tony Milf.
Anthony Milford indefinite.
Hamstring. Jared Wallace, round 8, head knock. Knee. Tessie New's a good player. That's pretty impressive for the Dragons. They've got those guys out and they're still doing as well.
Dolphins?
Sorry, Dolphins. Dragons are right next to them. Keep going down. Just interested to see this.
Ponga
now.
round 8, yeah.
Bailey Simonson.
So Feedy back next week.
That's good. Brody Jones. Jaden Brayley's season. That's fucked. Adam Clune. I didn't know he was still with the Knights. No disrespect. The Sheriff.
Adam Elliott indefinite.
Big old piece on him. The groin. Not surprising that he's got a groin injury because that big old dick's probably just weighing down on all the muscles around
weight,
there, right?
the
weight
weighted.
would just be fucking immense.
Colomatungi ankle to be seen.
Yeah, he's out for a minute. Havili Liam Knight. I didn't know Liam Knight was out.
Yep.
Shaq Mitchell indefinite. Tavita Tola indefinite. Now the Milk have got a few people out here.
Rapping is back next week.
Adam Mariota, Jordan Rapana, Matt Frawley, Danny Levi. Fuck, that jaw break was gross.
So when's Ruben back next week? Schuster? They just
Shuey
keep
back.
adding a week
yeah,
to that, though.
come on. Manly, we got a fair few. Well, on Roosters, Fletcher Baker, Billy Smith, Connor Watson. Billy's had some fucking injuries, hasn't he? That poor bastard. Ruben Garrick, Shuey, Tuapolotu, Cooler, Ben Trebojevic, Carl Lawton, Tuolungi. Mate, we got some fucking big boys out.
A lot back next week, though.
Sharks got some boys. Dale, Rudolph, Dykes. Well, not household names.
Anyway, there you have
go.
it. Is that rugby league?
Yeah, it's rugby league, mate. Couple of things before we go, Eddie. There's some fucking gout or...
Oh, yeah.
Gout. Get him up. Get up, Gout. This fucking 15-year-old, right, broke the record for the 200 metres under 18s on the weekend.
Aussie?
His parents moved here before he was born, I think, from Sudan. Is it Sudan? This
Teenager
guy,
Gout creates Australian athletics history with blistering sprint performance. I love that name.
So he went 0.03 under the previous record, right? But he's only 15. He turned 15 in December, and that's the under 18s record.
Fuck. Can I have a little bit more of a look at Gout?
Let's go. There's the footage here. Watch Gout into his work. Oh, he sets a national under 20 record. My apologies. Not even under fucking 18.
So the under 18 men's 200 is away. The much anticipated Gout fight here.
Okay, so Gout's.
is going to be the challenger. So Mayenda, the South Australian, he's fast. He's putting the challenge down to Gout. And Josiah John out wide from WA.
Go Gout.
Look at Gout go, bruh.
Though now shows his class. Gout from Queensland.
2087. That's quick.
Keep playing. I want to hear the fucking reaction.
20.87. That is a national record.
So that's the fastest any Australian has run.
Under 20s. And he's 15 in December. And the time is about 0.3 off the time that Usain Bolt ran when he was 15.
Jesus. Now what's like...
He runs a 10:4500, something like that. And he's 15.
Can we get an interview with Gout? I want to hear him yarn. I want to hear what Gout's about.
But Tom, what's in 2032?
Yeah. No, I know. I'm thinking that.
In what part of the world? I'm thinking
hold
about...
on. 2032 would be like 100, won't he?
He's 15.
10 years, 25.
He'd be 20...
So he'd be 24.
No, he'd be 24.
But like he could be at the fucking... Well, he won't be at the next...
Gout.
He could be at LA.
At the Gabba.
Yeah.
Ripping and tearing. That's what it's all about, baby.
Yeah. It's all about
24, that's prime of your life
yeah,
stuff.
it is. I just want to hear Gout yarn. And where's he from? Sudan.
His parents emigrated to South Sudan 2 years before he was born, so he's Australian.
He's
not-
Australian.
he wasn't
No,
born
I
in
know.
Sudan.
Which I just
He's got Sudan in his blood. Gout Gout, I'm a big fan of. Look at he's a big boy for 15.
He's fucking huge, dude. Gout Gout.
David Gout Gout. Big fan of Gout Gout's work.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I'm just trying to
He
find
smashes a 41-year-old Aussie record.
Fucking oath, Gout. Gout found him. He's only got 4,000 followers.
Pump him up. What was that article you just had up, Dave?
The what?
The article you just had up. It's gone.
Oh, the ABC one?
Yep.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. This
About the
just-
41-year-old
hang on.
record.
Is his last name Gout and his first name Gout? Or is
His last name's Gout Gout.
Oh.
His name's David Gout Gout.
Is it?
Where are you getting David from?
I think I just heard us say that in the fucking
Team Gout.
Or is his name Gout Gout?
I think his name might be Gout Gout.
I think his name might be Gout Gout.
That's a sick name.
It is. Now, you may be like, oh, you guys said don't trust Peter Peters. That's Anglo shit. You can't trust Anglos with the same first name twice.
Correct. I can trust Gout Gout.
Gout Gout of Sudanese origin, like that's a culturally specific decision, I would assume.
First name Gout, last name Gout, Gout Gout.
So it says here, at age 15, Usain Bolt's quickest time over 200 was 20.58.
Yeah.
And that was with a plus 1.4 tailwind. So adjusting times for wind, Gout Gout is a tenth of a second behind Usain.
Have we got the next Usain on our hands, bruh?
What's he do hundreds in? Is he a hundo boy or not really?
Yeah, he did 10:45.
His personal best over 100 meters is 10.43.
10:40. That's quick.
15 years old.
15. That's fucking.
That's
lot.
lightning.
If he can grow into his bod,
Yeah.
and I'm seeing a man that will.
Yeah. We might have the fastest sprinter of all time on our hands, what you say.
Imagine if we won gold in the 100 at the Gabba. Gout Gout. Ooh. I'm pumped.
Yeah, horny for that.
And obviously, we're still huge fucking fans of Rowan Browning. This is years
This
down
is
the
years
track.
down the track.
Years down the track.
Gout Gout's 15.
We're on Rowan now, but we're on Gout Gout at the Gabba.
Yeah.
Rowan will be too old for that shit.
Also, just quickly, when after we worked hard on Saturday and did an interview because we don't stop, we were driving home listening to SEN, and our friends, the Missile and Scope, were on. And the Missile was, I think he may have even written an article in the paper, but like Australian athletes are sent home in the Olympics now. The Olympic Committee is sending athletes home the second they finish their events at the Olympics. What the fuck? I don't understand that at all.
I need someone to explain to me what the decision making is around that because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
And like the way that the Missile was explaining it, and we called in because we were furious, and you know we had nothing to do.
Well, we were ropeable.
We were in traffic and we were angry.
Because Tom had gone the wrong way.
I went the wrong way. It's my fault. But like we called in being like, what the fuck? Like they had no real explanation. Like I thought after you grinded your fucking dicks and vaginas to the bone for
4 years.
4 years to prepare for the Olympics, to then get to go and experience it all, then to do your event, that's when you then get to grinding your dicks and vaginas to the bone, sowing your wild oats in the Olympic Village.
Surely the least you can do is let these athletes, after 4 years of hard work, all the pressure, all the sacrifice to represent us at the Olympics, surely you can let them get a root afterwards.
Yeah.
Fuck me dead.
Sorry, so okay, so then you don't get to experience the fun and excitement of the rest of the Olympics, the closing
No
ceremony.
partying, no shagging, no closing ceremony.
Well, this is what it says in the article. They can opt to remain in Europe in order to attend the closing ceremony, but at their own expense.
Right. What? These cunts
Well,
are
hang
already...
on. Can they stay in the village though?
They can't stay in the village.
Why?
These cunts
Why?
already are like criminally underpaid for what they do anyway, right? Like no one with respect is probably paying a fucking high jumper or a pole vaulter
rower.
shitloads of money between Olympics. So these assholes
nothing.
are trying to like, you're going to hope to be in an awesome foursome when you start getting Golden Valley commercials, right? Like
Rare,
you're rare. As hens
And
team.
even our awesome foursome that won at last games, they didn't get Golden Valley.
Who are they?
Jack shit. You can't even name them.
No. So, like, you need to allow these people the opportunity to fucking enjoy themselves. And at their own expense, they don't have any money, relatively. You pay for it. And also, the Missile was saying that the fucking Olympic, the host nation puts up all the cost of housing all nations in the Olympic Village.
So it's not a cost.
So it's not even a fucking cost to the Australian Olympic Committee. What stingy, dumb fucking idiots are. Like, what's the reason?
Are they saying that it's distracting to other athletes? Is that their only explanation? Because I can't think of another one.
Essentially, yeah, they're saying that it's performance based. There was some quote that's
Fuck off.
Yeah, the decision will benefit the health and performances of the team. And then they said again, this is about performance. It's not for the wowzers. We're actually doing it for the athletes who are still competing.
If you're an athlete who's fucking, and I don't know if this would be the case, I'm just off the back of that, maybe some of these other athletes are having a fucking whinge. Listen, if you're in, judo and you're competing or whatever, like,
I guarantee you some of them have whinged.
yeah, right. Well, like, they need to fucking get over it because every other Olympics,
They need to just build the Olympic Village into, like, there's
winners and losers, like,
there's
competition.
You've competed and you haven't.
Yeah, but the problem is you're staying in the one spot, right? So all the Australian team is staying here. You can't then go, oh, well, I finished, I moved to the fucking... You just don't do any partying there.
Yeah, that's not hard.
No. But also every other Olympic Games and every other Olympian has had to deal with the exact same shit.
We got, mate, at Athens and at Sydney, we got 4th on the medal tally, right? Of all nations, and we're tiny, relatively. That's probably scope. What time is it?
Why?
He's come to P's Golf Club's up.
There he is. There he is. The skip. Yeah, we're live,
Yeah,
bro.
we're live, bro. Well, we're not live.
We're not live, mate. We were just talking about the fucking Olympians not being able to root after they've competed. You guys are talking on the weekend. What an absolute joke.
Disgraceful.
No, nor should he. And you may or may not be able to hear scope off mic here, but it's like for the performance of the people who haven't competed yet is how they're spinning it. Yes. Yeah. What a load of shit.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, right? For the boys to get hanging on.
And rip and tear. But also, like, everyone who's ever competed in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's got a missile on him, actually. We should have asked.
Yeah, but like, now you're denying people from finding out if you've got the name missile because of what's between your legs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Or it's how fast you are, or both.
Like, if I'm in like the gymnastics team or whatever, and I hear about this Australian fucking swimmer who's like 6'7" and coined the missile, I want to jump on and see what it's all about.
Well, you have a right to know if you're a gymnast from the Ukraine. Don't know why I picked there. Not for any hot button issues, I tell you that much. But you've got a right to know whether the missile is about his penis.
Yeah. You want to get into some pole vaulting?
Yeah. I think it's probably a good place to leave it though, Eddie.
I think so. Shout out the punter.
Reach out John Coates. Fucking dog.
John, got some fucking questions for you, bro.
Unless you want to sponsor the podcast, then obviously we will.
Obviously, if you want us to be AOC ambassadors,
Yeah,
whatever.
That's
sure.
fine.
We can cross that bridge next year, obviously.
Yeah.
But for the time being, I'd like to see our men and women be able to satisfy themselves after games.
Yeah, and not themselves, other people.
Have other people satisfy them.
Yep. One more thing, punters, dribblers, before we go. Tomorrow we do record the Dribbler Hotline, Banged Up Abroad series, so fucked up holidays, nightmare holidays, when have things gone wrong on holidays, Banged Up Abroad. Now the number to call 028123 2100. That number again, 028123 2100. Dave pointing at me. Keep it to 90 seconds. If it goes over, it better be the greatest yarn of all time, because if it ain't, that little man over there, that little angry man, he'll be cutting you.
You'll be cut.
Banged Up Abroad. That's Tuesday, so if you're listening on a Monday, it's going to be recorded Tuesday. Get in.
Get in.
Could you two just not talk anymore?